people's that would be? Like, how many people am I gonna, like, you know, fucking vanquish with that?
I'd want Sailor Pluto's staff, if anything.
Oh, that? Actually, no. I think
staff?
Sailor Saturn Silence Glaive, way better. She's the Sailor of Death.
Let's just do a prop up with a tuxedo mask hat. Done.
I went to Florida with some buddies a while ago, and they're all obsessed with the Arbiter from Halo. And so my buddy ordered a Arbiter sword, like a replica sword, and had it shipped to Florida to our buddy's house, so it got there before we did. And he, within 10 minutes, had a huge gash on his ankle because he was just swinging around and just gouged himself. All drunk, like, Arbiter!
It's not like that video on YouTube floating around with the drunk guy. There's two drunk guys. One puts a thing of kielbasa in his mouth, and the other guy takes a samurai sword and tries to hit it.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Takes his nose right off.
There you go.
Viral instantly on YouTube. Imagine that.
What a shock.
You don't have a nose now, but hey, you're fucking famous.
Internet sensation.
You make a good, what, $400, $500 off that video.
No, you won't.
Right before we went to bed last night, remember we went outside to go smoke a cigarette and like we stopped for like 2 seconds because there was like something on the news about Donald Trump. Did this happen last night or did it actually like happen today that like he kicked the one reporter out of his press conference?
Yesterday.
That was on last night? Yeah?
Yeah, he kicked the Univision guy out.
Yeah.
No, he allowed to?
Well, no, he was. It was his own.
Kind of awesome.
It was his own thing. But like the thing that pissed me off the most about it was that once he was actually escorted out of the press conference. He was let back in, but the reason was Trump got pissed off that he was like speaking out of turn. He wasn't called upon, which I can understand. Whatever. But when he was outside in the lobby, someone came up to him and was like, he goes, get out of my country or some shit like that. And he was like, hi, I'm an American citizen.
But the fucked up shit with the reporter and the photographer guy
Still leading the polls.
Killed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. Her boyfriend or fiance or whatever it was, he's making.
He was in the
sad
control room
posts.
when
Wait,
watched it
All
happen.
he's been doing is making sad posts on Twitter. It's very sad.
Well,
What
both
happened?
of their significant others both worked at the station.
A guy that used to work in a local news station went in the news station and just killed everybody.
Talk about that as part of
Oh,
the news.
shit, I didn't know that.
And one of the girls that was there, the fiance, he killed like 3 people, but one of the women, the reporters there, hit her fiance was in the control room watching.
Yeah,
Happened live on TV.
Yeah, he was a producer. Also, too, the shooter actually went and posted on his Twitter account and Facebook, whatever, and it was later taken down.
Yeah, he filmed himself shooting
Yeah,
it.
he filmed himself doing it. But according to Grant, he actually filmed for like was standing there for like a really, really long time before like he actually did anything.
Yeah, he said it was like the tipping point was the Charleston shootings.
It's not that. It's on one of the other pages. It's on the right page, and it's on the right hand side of it. Like
Maybe
once you
it's
actually
in the
get to it.
DC.
What's this?
The Catwoman thing, and it just maybe from like the angle that it is, it looks like shit.
It's a cool looking cover.
Oh, yeah. So Phil, stop looking.
Yeah.
Stop looking for anything good and look for something that looks really, really bad. That's what she's looking for.
Can I start a
No.
Kickstarter to get my mom a fucking
'Cause you keep
iPhone
showing stuff
because,
and, like,
her
what's
phone is a
the
piece of
ASIN?
shit and she needs to stop sending me 3 text messages at the time. Seriously. Someone buy my mom an iPhone.
You can start a Kickstarter. What's stopping you from doing that?
Hey Phil,
What do we
can
do?
you grab me like
Yeah.
a slice of pepperoni, I guess?
Yeah.
Just one. I don't need
120, whatever. It works.
Jen, I want to find this, but I don't feel like putting the energy into it.
Do it. Find your.
I'll probably get another slice.
Yeah.
I'll have to go around them.
That's why I just asked him to get it.
Yeah, you're smart.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You're smart. Smart guy.
They are. I had them cut the. So the guy down there, somebody today ordered 15 extra large pizzas.
Like an asshole?
Yeah, like an asshole. So he literally is just like, it's like, I'm so sick of seeing extra large pizzas. And I'm like, you're gonna hate me. I need 2. And he's just like, fuck out.
Judas.
Good news. I need extra.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then like,
they all
and then
look
I was
really,
just like,
really
Doesn't it look
Yeah.
shitty?
do I tell him I want to cut in 16?
It's supposed to
I'm
look
like,
Well, fuck that. Why the fuck
Can
would
I
I
get
buy
the-
it?
just
Look,
the
Let me see.
I like
It's
ugly
nostalgia.
stuffed animals
It's
and I like
jumbo.
ugly
Let me see it.
plaid shirts.
It's jumbo, that's why.
No, it's nostalgia.
Yeah, a jumbo
it's
piece of
basically
No,
shit.
it's literally jumbo. Jumbo action figure.
eh.
No, I understand that.
I don't like the way it looks.
I believe
I don't like
they're
it
supposed
either.
to
I'm
be
just saying.
like a nostalgia
yeah.
type thing,
Yeah.
where it's.
See, Spencer, was that so hard? So
Yes,
hard.
it was. Because I passed this page and I really didn't care. Thank you. Not that I didn't care what you were talking about. I just didn't. Sorry.
Is this the new married Spencer? He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Oh no, I care. To a point.
No.
Yeah, you know, you even
I
like
was
Scarecrow.
more, I was more excited about Dick Dastardly and Muttley that's coming out.
I don't know, Scarecrow's
That's
awesome.
last month. The Funko Pops that they have like in here, I don't know.
Yeah. It's not Big Trouble in Little China.
I was excited about them.
I know.
And then you weren't when you saw them.
No, I have two of them.
Oh, two of them?
I thought you got the set.
No, I didn't like
No?
the way Gracie looked.
Oh, okay.
Robbie and I were talking about it, and it's like her eyes are.
Oh, there's, yeah.
Yeah, that is a problem. Considering that's like her big. That's the big deal about her in the movie. The fact that that's a rare thing.
Fucking weirdos with green eyes.
That's how they can release a special edition of one at Comic Con. Ready to go? You want me to start?
We can make Spencer start.
Hey Spencer,
Good.
before,
Yes.
you know what? Don't move. I'll just go behind here. I get a beer.
What I just sent everybody was the link to the DVD movie.
Spencer, do you want a beer?
The what?
Yes, please. The link to the resurrection of that movie. It's a really good cam version on YouTube. If you
Oh.
want to see it.
Okay.
I have a visual voicemail. I don't know what that means. I think one of my friends has sent me a video of his
What do I
penis.
start with? Do we do any
Was
of
it
that
you?
weird stuff here?
Good. I'll watch it later.
When I mean weird stuff, I mean fun stuff. Yeah, thank you.
We do nothing weird.
Okay, we just say hi.
Kinda.
Hello and welcome to All Heroes.
Pretty much.
I fucked it up last time I was on. I think you edited it out though.
Huh? Which one? What part?
When I introduced it.
No. Oh, I trimmed it up a tiny bit, but I don't really take much out.
Yeah.
The One Up Collectibles
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't say the right podcast. You've got life figured out.
Like a boss.
You got it figured out.
Yes. I get comfortable when
It's all good in that hood.
As you should.
Meanwhile, I'm sharing a mic with Phil.
I'm gonna move my,
Poor
move my
life
chair
choices.
over and do the same thing to Phil. Put my feet
I have
up.
some pizza
Take
sauce on my
shoes
hand.
off.
Nice.
I'm just
I mean,
kidding.
My feet should probably be
I
pretty,
wouldn't
like,
care.
Yeah,
You wouldn't know
my
either.
feet should look
I
nice
really
and
wouldn't.
sweaty from the synthetic material.
You
I
get
have a sign on my
Sweaty
back that
feet,
says
Phil.
I love
Yeah.
rusty trombones. I'm seriously bringing you
waiting
that
for
in
you.
next week.
Oh, what do I do?
It's fine. I'll add it to my collection of rusty
You open up the
instruments.
podcast
Okay, well, tell me when.
Whenever you're ready.
Whatever feels right, man.
Hello and welcome to the podcast
Yes, I'm not the only one.
of Hall of Heroes. The original podcast, the Wednesday night podcast. The podcast that will be announced and or released on Thursday or Friday. I
Wednesday.
forget.
Or Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Or Wednesday,
Wednesday.
evening after.
Definitely.
Or whenever Phil gets around to it.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody. I am Spencer. I am joining you. I have not joined in a very long time.
Not.
Welcome back, Spencer.
Well, thank you.
Oh, I guess I should introduce myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe.
I'm here this week. I'm Jennifer.
You are.
I'm Phil.
I'm still Eric.
I'm Marco.
And I am Lee.
Podcast.
Welcome to the show.
All right.
There you go.
How underwhelming was that?
Well, it can only go up from here, right?
I could have taken it more intense, but
Do you want to try it?
no,
You
not
look-
at all.
You look
Not at all. I'm tired. I'm relaxed. I'm wearing my Sheldon Cooper shirt. I'm happy. I'm happy.
You're a man who's got it figured out, as Eric would say.
Yeah, you got it all figured out.
That's good.
Got your own mic. Got a box.
Mhm. I haven't been here in a while. I get my own mic. I get my own hassock box. A hassocks.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. Hassocks. Mr. Lee is looking up.
Batman.
It's Batman, but I see a lot of Superman and a teddy bear. Just saying. It's a lot of Superman and a teddy bear on the Batman search.
Maybe I was searching for a teddy bear.
With
Maybe
a lot of
I-
Batmans and Supermans.
Maybe I was looking for a Batman teddy bear.
Well, you didn't find one.
Really?
It was not on that page, bud.
I see a teddy bear.
And a Batman
I
teddy
don't
bear.
think I want to know what's going on over there. So why?
We
he's
haven't
looking
had
at
any.
the-
I
homoerotic-
desperately want to know.
I
Oh,
see
it's
quite a
Jenny
long
and
time.
Dandidio laying next to each other. Or
It's not a
sitting.
Batman teddy bear though.
But that
And then
could
I
be the
see
two
some
of
kind of
you.
Nazi bird.
That's right up your alley.
Nazi bird.
Yeah, it looks like a steam symbol inside of it. but
Speaking
it's
of
still
Nazis, how's your book going? You still
Uh,
working on that?
Well, yeah.
It's going on a German Kickstarter any day now.
Yeah, I don't know where I want to go with that yet.
You really trying to rally the Aryan Nation on this one?
He needs a theme song.
That's what it
He always
needs.
needs a theme song.
Hey, maybe
This
before
whole thing
Nicky
was
and Franz go
ridiculous
home, maybe
until
I'll ask
then.
him what he feels about that. Hmm?
Actually, he said, there was a lot of good things that came from the Nazi Party.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
He did. I'm serious.
There's
He did.
VW Bug.
Yeah, right?
Missiles.
Yeah, the V2s.
I mean, who couldn't have lived without missiles? A lot of people.
Not
You
Iraq.
said that. You said that backwards, Phil.
I know.
I
gonna let it
caught
go.
eyes with Marco, and I was trying to figure out grammatically that was incorrect.
It came out of Phil's mouth. It's just incorrect all around. It just
Grammatically,
doesn't matter.
I'm incorrect as a person.
Grammatically.
Yeah, that's the only way you're incorrect is grammatically.
Yeah, only right
You're
there.
fucking killing it everywhere else, but grammatically you're a mess.
Theoretically, he's
Hey, there's one
grammatically
person
incorrect.
watching us right now.
I
Nice.
think that's probably
Wow.
us.
It's not me.
Did they
No,
like?
we don't count.
Oh, we don't count?
So if I go on my tablet and I turn us on, what
That would be
count
2
is-
people.
Oh, okay.
I
So do you need more viewers?
I watched her on the other one, and I was watching you guys, and yeah, I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Click.
But no one's talking to us yet.
What are the odds that that person's just like fapping?
Oh,
Well, Spencer's here, so not so good.
Oh,
It's all right.
you kidding me?
Ooh, I can leave little stickers.
Who want to fap to this table right here?
man,
This
you guys
is.
want to watch me drink a soda?
I don't know. With Spencer's hat, it might have just put us over the
I
top.
haven't worn this hat in quite a long time.
I know.
I
That's what we
missed
should call it. Spencer comes back. It's the fappening.
I think we've had that already.
Oh, you have?
That's a nice name, though. I might use that.
Else, man.
What?
Can't take a
Fappening
name
Part
for something
3.
else. That was
I
when
think
all the
that already
nudes got
happened.
released.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Was that? That's right.
Maybe
we
5.
can't steal that. I
Maybe
think it's probably
5.
trademark.
we can't. St-
I don't think it's trademarked.
yeah, I don't think they took it that
Oh,
far.
there's a pizza slice.
She's
Don't-
playing the
don't do
weirdest
it.
game of Where's
I don't-
Waldo.
I don't know.
Don't
what's
do
going
it. You
on
might
right
order
now.
Domino's.
Oh, did you ever see the picture of Waldo? He's all zen. He's got a long beard, and it said Waldo found himself.
No, I have not. I saw.
What do we talk about?
I saw.
I'm cutting you off. I
That's
apologize.
okay. I saw a picture of Boba Fett walking into a bar, and there was Waldo and Carmen Sandiego, and you just see Waldo going, "Oh fuck."
I
That's
just saw
it.
that. I just saw that
Yeah,
recently.
it's a great picture.
So what do we start out talking about?
Comic books.
Comic book.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you brought it up.
Do it, Marco. Do it.
Hey, you haven't started in a while.
What are you talking about? I started last week.
So did
That
I.
is
No,
true.
I started last week.
You were
No.
here last week, Jen.
7
Yeah, she
days
started
ago.
and ended last week.
7 days. Tell you. All right, so we'll go over Old Man Logan number 4. Eh?
Eh.
Yeah, that's about how I felt about it. So you do have Old Man Logan fighting a bunch of zombie venoms.
The end.
Hey, it sounds awesome. Without looking at it, it sounds awesome.
Totally does. Like, I mean, artwork's nice.
Artworks, yeah, I liked it.
The paneling is kind of cool.
Mhm.
But basically, you have Old Man Logan. He climbed over the wall of his area and into, I believe, what they call the shield. Maybe, I don't even remember what it's called
Sure.
anymore. Sure, but anyway,
It literally, it sounds good to me. Whether you're telling the truth or not, it doesn't matter. It sounds good to me.
does it sound good?
It does.
So, anyways, he goes into a cave, runs into She-Hulk. They get into a little conversation about how she's stuck here and she's starving and wants sweets because she hasn't eaten in forever.
You say sweets?
Sweets, yes, like chocolate, candy, and then
Oh, I
she
thought
starts
you were talking
asking
about
for.
brains.
No, she's actually not a zombie.
Oh, she's not.
No. So he talks about can't Hulks jump high. She says she's tried, but I guess they made the wall so high enough that she can't quite make it. No matter how high she jumps. So he ends up talking about doing a fastball special with her. and she basically jumps, throws him over the wall, and he lands in a new area, which looks like...
Did he at least have rope?
Nope, he sure did not. He sure did fall through like buildings, and then he wakes up and goes, I can breathe again. Air's good again.
There's Shakespeare. And
Phil,
then
did you
there's
write
that.
this?
I found it in.
But it looks like he landed right near the Daily Bugle, so next issue it concludes. It's okay, but it's not the Old Man Logan that everybody knows and loves. So.
I was just gonna ask. I just recently read that the original Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
Now, is this the Old Man Logan? Like, is this a continuation kind of it?
Yes.
It's a continuation of the character. That
Okay.
story is pretty much left at the door from issue 1. Though.
Okay.
So the character, yes, but the story, not so much.
Okay. So there's no Baby
It's
Bruce.
pretty much the
Well,
same
there
with
there
all of
is,
them.
and that's really where they leave it at the door. He leaves it with somebody. He leaves Baby Bruce with somebody
I think he leaves it with...
in issue 1.
Just for a recap, yeah, because I haven't followed.
Oh. God, what the
So-
hell?
I
Emma
forget-
Frost?
Yeah, I think he leaves it.
Who looks all fucked up?
Yeah. It's basically him going, well, that was a wacky adventure. What's
Okay.
going on over here? You watch the kid. And that's that's really where it goes after that.
Yeah. The other book I have is Justice League of America number 3.
Cover. The book's awesome. The art isn't very now. Granted, for the artist, this is actually very nice, but the art isn't my cup of tea. But I do love it because Green Lantern's on it, and Flash is literally everywhere.
He is everywhere.
He is everywhere.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. What the hell are you talking about, Lee? Look at the cover.
Oh, the cover. I thought we were talking about inside the book.
No. On the cover, he
No,
is
I'm talking
physically
cover.
everywhere.
Oh, sure.
So I've actually kind of enjoyed this story because it...
Up until now, right?
No. I still enjoy it. It brings in a character that has been talked about a lot in Superman books, Rao. So you do have Superman's God coming and curing people of diseases, and basically crime is down. Everything is sounds great. But then you come to other stories about where Flash and Green Lantern are. Turns out they went back in time to, I would almost say
Krypton. Early Krypton.
early Krypton, which almost looks kind of Roman age. And you kind of get the gist that that's where they are right in the beginning, where they talk about how heavy the gravity is and they're having a hard time standing and all that. So, and it looks like Hal's a little thrown off by everything because just the way he's talking, like he's having a hard time getting his...
Well, wasn't his ring the
His
reason
ring
that
was
they're
powered down.
his ring was powered down, and at the same time Flash was running really quick, and they went through some type of wormhole. So
Yeah.
it could have fried his brain for a little bit, you know.
Either that, or it's the fact that the gravity is so heavy that maybe he's having a hard time like breathing.
Yeah. And Flash, that wouldn't affect Flash though, because he can move so fast. I don't.
Actually, it affects Flash more.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, you know, I like Green Lantern, but sometimes the stuff he does is just really stupid.
What do you make this time?
A whole bunch of just boxing gloves on poles.
Well, that's like his signature almost.
That's neat.
Like, think about it. It's a boxing glove. It's a giant green boxing glove.
So if you're gonna knock somebody out, what do you think of? A
Punching.
boxing glove.
I don't know. I just
Punching goes with boxing.
Call me old-fashioned, but I'd use a lead pipe.
a lead pipe.
I'd
call
use a
you-
gas chamber.
I call you a lot of things.
You would.
Not old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned ain't one of them.
So, anyways, after he punches all the Kryptonians with these boxing gloves, he finds out Barry that has disappeared. Then you jump to Destroyed Olympus with Wonder Woman, and you find out that all the gods have disappeared. Somebody trapped them in to destroy Olympus and destroy them, and for some reason Wonder Woman...
Well, no, the gods escaped before that happened.
So pretty much the gods are in hiding.
Yeah, the gods are currently in hiding. The gods escaped before that actually happened.
Yeah.
Because she's talking to some kind of sphinx.
Yeah.
And the sphinx tells her that, and it's every time she asks a question, unknown, unknown, unknown.
I wonder if it's like an oracle. 'Cause
Well,
she calls
most sphinxes are kind of oracles.
Gotcha. Did you read this book, Lee?
I did,
Why don't you talk about it too?
because you're talking about it right now.
All right, so you
I'm
go back
just
to Rao. You go back
Putting my
to
2 cents in when you're wrong.
when I'm wrong.
$3.
Actually, I think it's $4, isn't it? Yeah, $3.99.
You have too much money. But anyway, so you have these people on the streets, and they're trying to get donations to help Africa.
Yeah, they were another Bible thumping religious.
Yes, Saint Saviors
Yeah,
is what their name is.
sure, Bible thumpers.
So, and they're basically talking about, nobody's donating and nothing's going on.
And you wonder why there's only one person watching. There might be a lot of Christian comic book readers.
Oh,
There might be,
God, well, okay.
but in here, the Bible thumpers.
Not on this show.
Oh God, that's horrible.
What,
What?
Batman Day?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm getting all geared up.
I might be getting all geared up too.
Are you?
Literally.
You wanna call off work? We'll just go be Batman for a day.
Why do I have to call off work?
No, I mean we'll just go out there and save people's lives. Or I'll let you jump in first, and
Or
then
get
if you
hit by
get
a
shot,
car while
I'll
you're
probably
doing
all right, you guys just keep doing what you're doing.
Let me guess, you're gonna be the one wearing hockey pads.
Oh, I absolutely am.
You can get hit by a car while you're doing it.
Hey, good point. Let's
You did
hope.
read about that, right?
Yeah, I did read
Good
about
stuff.
that. It's good.
He's
stuff.
super dead.
Well, I don't know. That might have been too soon.
Not really. It's like 2 weeks.
Boy, you
It's
haven't
a
been.
week.
You
It's
really
1
haven't been on
week.
this show.
1 week?
It's 1 week.
You haven't been in the show for a while, have you?
No.
Yeah, we pushed those envelopes here.
So,
You don't
anyways,
say.
you have Rao going to Africa because the child prayed to him for him to come. He came, and they made Africa into a tropical oasis, pretty much.
Well, but there's a couple points to make.
What's the
there.
points there, Luke?
Well,
Batman
first
Day.
off, they're actually talking about why nobody's donating
Because
and-
Rao is actually a physical god that they can see, and
here. And then you have the people saying that they do what they can, but it's not enough. And then so the little kid says, well, here's what I want to do. I want to actually feed them and change their whole entire landscape. So it was the kid's wish is the reason why he made it a tropical oasis of sorts. And then they proceed to say that, well, the people, the militia is just going to come and invade their space and take it over. And the Rao's like, well, we're just going to have to do away with those people too. And then that's where you get the council.
yes, which is where you get the
I
first
think it's the
signs
United
that-
Nations.
It would look that way since there is France there and
Yeah.
probably others. But this is the first time you actually get to see a little bit of Rao is more of a strong-armed god, pretty much saying, I'm going to do what I want to do, and there's really nothing you can do about it, is what I got from what I read.
It sounds very reminiscent of AVX when the Phoenix Force was redoing, the planet for the better.
It's a possibility. Then you come to
Because it was the
Superman.
French guy.
That's why it said
Yeah, the French guy says perhaps we should ask
you
him to
joining
stop
us, Lee?
altogether. At least until we can agree on a proper plan. And then Rao says, that I will not do. I will not stop until my work here is finished. And if you insist, and if we insist, then I shall just have to be more forceful in my persuasion.
Lee reads comics.
So like I said, the first time you get to see Rao is a little bit more.
It's kinda
of
like the
a
Reading
strong
Rainbow.
arm guy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you get to Superman and Batman, and Superman totally trusts Rao. He's his god, and Batman, of course, you got to question him. Something's up with him. So he basically, earlier in the comic, there was a criminal that was the first criminal Rao reformed. And he talked about how he used to be a thief and all this, and now he wants to do good and he wants to help people. Well, you have Batman with his green goggles and a phone, and it just basically has this guy, Arthur Sphinx, and it has his rap sheet on it. And Batman's talking about, Clark proving to him that he can make his own mind up, kind of.
Basically, not letting someone else
Yeah.
make his choices for him.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Because it gets to the point where Batman's basically saying, question Clark, question everything. That's how you stand for truth. There he is, and then he talks about the career criminal, one of Rao's first converts. Show me I'm wrong, Clark. Show me I can believe. And then Clark says, in Rao, he goes, in you. So he basically... And then it flashes to what happened. Have you read this book at all?
No.
I guess in the original issue, well, I know in the original issue, there was this corporation, they were pulling Supermans from different
Yes.
dimensions. So it goes back to that.
Okay.
And all of a sudden the Flash appears. They think it's going to be another Superman, but it's Flash. And then it goes back to Krypton with Green Lantern. And he uses ring that he can actually understand the Kryptonians, they can understand him. And they want to take them to their god, Rao. So, and that's pretty much the end of that book. It's pretty good. Like I said, I like it. It's interesting.
Just looking at when Lee was paging through, it's very reminiscent of the AVX when they were redoing Earth and making everything good, and at the same time throwing the Indigo Lanterns in there, because all of Rao's people look like the Indigo Lanterns. They're all bald and carry around big staffs.
There you
They
go.
glow at the top. So,
Originality.
well, I'm not saying it's not original, but you can pull from different things.
You can.
It's definitely pulled.
Those are my books. I am done.
Okay. I read this week. I'm going to review Sons of the Devil issue 4 by Image. Last issue we left off with the main character being put in a car and finding out there's a woman that put him in a car and says, "I'm your sister," and that was a big reveal at the end of the last book. They both were born as part of this cult. He's just kind of starting to learn about. Not even really learn about the cult, but that's his first introduction that there's a big part of his life that he doesn't know about. So this book starts with a flashback to the cult's ranch. And you have two ladies talking about escaping the cult. One is pregnant with a child, and that's what's really kickstarted these two ladies wanting to get out of this whole thing. So they're conspiring about how they're going to leave, how they're going to handle distracting the rest of the members so that they can escape the cult and the cult leader, David. So we go forward, and one of the ladies, to distract one of the guards named Henry, goes to sleep with him. And as she is doing that, the cult leader, David, walks into the pregnant woman's room and basically calls her out without quite calling her out, saying, "Is there anything you need to tell me?"
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got to cut you off for
Go
a
ahead.
second. What the fuck is wrong with that picture? They
Huh?
just totally missed an eye.
They did miss an eye there.
There's just,
Yeah.
there's no
Hold on.
eye.
Yeah.
I got this, Jennifer.
No, it's not perspective, Phil.
Perspective.
No, it's just missing an
No,
eye.
no.
Everyone
I
tells
couldn't
me
see
about
it.
perspective.
Okay, show Jen.
Right there.
No, they just missed an eye.
It's
No,
missed an eye.
It could be
She didn't really need
perspective,
one.
like the
There-
shading
there is no
is like a
perspective there.
perspective thing where when I say it, it's perspective, but everyone else is missing.
No, I could see how, like, at first glance, you could say perspective because, like, she's actually leaning like that. But
Right.
Really, like,
Look at the page prior.
yeah, I mean. 'cause
Well, no,
she's-
look at the page prior. They're the woman that has 0 eyes. So if they're
So
going
it
for that,
isn't. So it isn't.
So she's
effective
evolving.
effect.
yeah, she didn't have eyes, but she had eyes.
Look at that nose.
Yeah.
Shit, Phil.
Yeah, I
Absolute
know.
Shit. I'm
Right?
sorry.
Wait,
Okay.
I am mad. I am mad.
So-
No, not really.
That's
You're
poop
good.
nose.
It looks good though.
It's a good thing you're not reviewing the book then. So basically, the cult leader goes in there and is asking her, "Is there anything you need to tell me?" Basically calling her on this, and that's when you learn that he's been the one that impregnated her, and he's been doing this with a lot of the women, as one would do as a cult leader. So
It's your civic duty.
yeah, it's the civic duty, sure. So she says, "No, I'm not hiding anything." He goes, "Good," and he says, "It's time." Puts the hand on the stomach and induces labor somehow.
So he's like Jesus Christ. That's what's...
Exactly like Jesus Christ. I mean, except for like the whole
That's what he did
murdering
with his,
people.
like,
And,
followers. He
yeah.
impregnated them and then
Yeah.
induced labor. What the?
This
fuck?
book is just about Jesus. I don't even see the need to continue at this point. This is just the Bible.
Well, he looks like Jesus.
He does look
Once
like
again, This
Jesus.
is why the Bible's not first.
This is
Ah.
why. Right.
It's not about Jesus. It's about Jesus.
I wonder if there's any one of them out there like, "Oh my God, he's going to spoil it." All right. So anyway, we flash forward to present time to our main character sitting in the car with the woman who kind of followed him out of a group therapy at the end of last issue, saying, "I'm your sister, well, half sister
I'm your
anyway."
father?
Yeah, that'd be weird. Yeah, Darth Vader. This book kind of goes all over the map. The Star Wars and Jesus and.
Well, some would say that
Yeah.
the Star Wars mythos is kind of grounded
Biblical.
in yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm not. There's no smart ass
Just-
comment to that. You're
just saying.
absolutely right. Yeah. So. All right.
Are you gonna finish your book?
Yeah. I'm
Maybe
going
you
to.
stop interrupting him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just again put my
Shut
2
up
cents
quickly.
in there.
At least. Yeah, but at least you read the last book.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying I didn't read this?
Yeah, you didn't read this book, did you?
What's the name of the book again?
There you go.
That would be a no.
Sons of the Devil.
I did actually thumb through it because I was wondering what kind of sick fucker would actually get this book.
This kind of sick fucker.
Definitely not a Christian.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
Because, Sons
Well,
of the
I mean,
Devil.
on the weekends, right? No.
Maybe
Don't
a
you
Christian
presume to
would
know anything about me, all right?
this book if they want to learn how to not live, you know?
This is a how-to guide of like, if you're
I'm
doing
pretty
any of
sure-
this, knock it
Pretty
off.
sure people do not buy comic books to know how to live. If they do, they're either living an awesome life or they're
Or a
living
really
a
tragic
really
life.
Tragic life.
I'm going to have a slice of pizza now.
All right, so anyway, she starts to tell him about the cult, about how, both her mothers were there. This is where we gave birth. She's kind of filling him in. He's getting really upset. He demands the car be pulled over. He gets out and starts freaking out, calling his girlfriend, who won't answer him at all. So he's walking through the streets, smashing his phone after his girlfriend won't answer. Apparently, and I don't know why this part is in the book, he just walks past a couple people that tell him he's in the wrong neighborhood, and the guy tries to mug him, and he just goes, no. And the guy, for all intents and purposes, goes, all right then. And he just keeps going. I'm not sure why that's in the book, just to show how badass he is, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
I
if
have a
he's
question.
You question.
Why does the one character have 2 different colored eyes?
That is,
Did they not mention it yet?
that
Is he
actually is
part
established early. What?
Is he part
He,
Husky?
He's
you know
actually
what?
part
I don't
David
even know why I'm
Bowie.
doing
Well,
this.
Actually,
You guys already read the
He
two
book.
things.
He really
I got
has
to
2
point
different
out.
colored
You
eyes.
said, something about he's going to mug him.
Yeah,
And
someone's
the
gonna
guy
mug him.
said no.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, or he's Jesus.
I think he just freaked him out with his different colored eyes, to be honest.
Or
He
he's
has to be
Jesus.
part dog too.
Yeah.
2 different color eyes.
Okay.
That's established
Happy
early in
National
a
Dog Day,
in a
everyone,
couple of
by
the
the
other
way.
books. So go back if you want to know about that. Yeah. So he gets home. His girlfriend's not there. There's a detective waiting for him, telling him that somebody he knows or had a run-in before has been killed. So he's going to ask him questions about that. He basically slams the door on the detective. Says, "I don't know,
Were they
shit."
news reporters?
What?
Were they news reporters that got killed?
No, not news reporters.
Just curious.
That one might be too soon.
That might be too
That
soon.
you might need to give it 24 hours.
Well, I did, didn't I?
No, you have not.
Oh.
you can pull the
That
time,
kinda
so I,
happened.
Literally hours ago.
if you can
Oh.
pull the time, I can edit that out. That'd be great.
Please?
You can't edit out
This
live
morning?
streaming now.
Yeah,
Oh.
that happened this
Well, by
morning.
the time this airs,
Seriously, you didn't know that?
Isn't it live streaming on
I'm
YouTube
really,
right
really
now?
sorry.
So
to
it is
interrupt you.
airing.
You had no
Just
idea
saying.
that happened this morning?
huh?
So wait a minute. Wait, no, hold on. You just hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
When
a
I
good book.
turned to
It is
you
a really good
and
book.
I said, "Oh, the active shooter thing in
Sorry.
Virginia."
I love this book.
I am sorry too. You were just like, "I don't know. I didn't see anything." Like, do you seriously just not fucking pay attention? I'm gonna shove a bottle up your ass. Continue.
No, actually, I'm
No.
more interested in that. And this book is good, but that
Here
would
comes
be
5 more viewers.
Yeah, right. That'll be a spectacle. Well, that'll change the type of video
Fuck it,
we're
we'll do
watching,
it
for
live,
sure.
right, Marco?
Sure, Phil.
Oh.
Fucking thing sucks. Go ahead.
Are you sure? All right. So, basically, the book continues. He's learning more and more about his past. His half-sister's telling him he gets into a big fight with his girlfriend when she finds out that she's been going to group therapy behind his back to deal with his whole abandoned childhood thing. And, yeah, because, he was an orphan. He was the son of a cult, and his parents were killed, and
Satan.
orphan. Yeah.
So he should have become Batman, but he didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. This is basically an alternate reality to Batman.
This book.
It's
Star Wars,
crazy.
Batman, everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of confusing to follow.
Yeah, I bet it is in 30-second increments on issue 4. Sure, I bet you it is.
Getting 30 seconds out?
Not really.
Maybe like 10.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
It's all right. I'm almost done.
Okay.
If you can hold it together, I can finish this and we'll move on.
Okay.
All right, very good.
What's with the
Just
stairs?
just for saying that.
This is like an MC.
I know
kind
it's
of thing?
It
not.
doesn't happen.
Come
What?
on.
This is like an MC Escher kind
Let's
of thing. with
let
all
him
the
give us
stairs?
a
No,
money
it's
shot.
it's
Let's
an
go.
apartment building. You know, how stairs go like in a spiral like that. You know, like in like 90% of apartment buildings.
A spiral staircase?
Well, not a spiral, but you know what I'm talking here.
Multiple floors.
Yes, multiple floors for you know
Gonna say,
like in a
I'm
building.
Going in the wrong
Spiral.
apartment building.
More like squares.
squares. Okay.
A
you
high,
know what?
a high rise.
You know what? Yeah.
Any kind of high rise.
I'm glad you guys brought this up because I was totally on board until I got to that frame, and I'm just like, I'm fucking done with this
He's
book.
dropping the book.
Sorry.
So,
Get back
Trying
to
help you
Jesus.
out.
huh?
Get back to Jesus.
I am gonna
Or
get back
Darth
to
Vader,
Jesus.
at least.
Look, I'm sure that there is a Jesus that lives in this high-rise apartment building, but we won't know until we just
That's
keep going
right.
on.
So, we eventually catch up with the guy who was the leader of the cult. He is still alive. He's hidden his identity. He's actually masquerading as a group therapy leader.
Charles Manson.
That's right. And so he's going around finding all the sons that he fathered in the cult, capturing them and sacrificing them in a ritual. So this basically ends with him finding another one of his sons, and the last page is a big 2-page spread of him. He has one of his sons chained up, and the son is asking, why me? And he just goes, because you're my son. And that's where the book ends, with him performing another sacrifice for the cult.
So
No, is this over now? Or
No, this is an ongoing series.
ongoing.
Yeah.
Wow.
so there you go.
This
He-
book is
he
actually
the devil.
really good. If that's the type of matter you're into, I always found like the cults things fascinating.
I really fucking hate cults. I do. I hate
Really?
cult
Then
mentality.
this book is not for
no,
you.
No. I don't think that it wouldn't be for me.
Okay.
I'm just saying, just as like on the whole, I don't like
Good.
cults.
Yeah, very good.
But what? Too?
You just show me a picture of the KKK in a comic book.
I'm just saying,
as if I'm going to stop everything that I'm doing. Like, finally. Like, thank God.
Oh, I was gonna say you have to look
This
at the
entire
cover of this
podcast, I've been trying to figure out who you sound like. You sound like Coach McGurk from Home Movie.
Brendan, eat these leaves. They're poisonous. Favorite line, camping episode. Watch it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I would hope you would be.
I mean, what am I going to do now?
Coach McGurk?
Yeah.
Really?
Look him up on YouTube.
H. John Benjamin.
I'm on.
Yeah.
You don't like you.
You do kinda
Archer?
sound like
He's
him,
the
I
voice
think.
of
What,
Archer.
H. John Benjamin?
Oh
Yeah.
my God! I
I
can't
made you-
stop hearing it now.
I made you watch.
Thank you.
Yo, have you ever died?
It's like
And I
Meowschwitz.
don't-
You got
in
a
there.
I don't
job.
I can't get
That's
that
what I'm
out of,
banking
my
on.
ear. What did you just say?
What?
What did you just say?
It's like Meowschwitz. Archer? No?
I
Alright.
don't remember that.
Yeah, the first time he meets the, what the fuck, whatever. The first time he meets what is that
I hate
animal
you,
that she
Spencer.
owns that he loves so much?
Oh, the ocelot.
The ocelot.
Okay.
And he goes, no, first we gotta stop at a cat toy, because seriously, it's
Yo,
like Meowschwitz.
Get him to do an answering
That's-
machine
that's an
message
old-
for your
that's
shop.
That's an old
Old
episode,
episode.
yeah.
Get him
Yeah.
to do an answering machine message for your shop.
By the way, I heard you answer the phone earlier, like 3 octaves higher than you usually
What
talk,
is
and it
this,
was
a self-produced
amazing.
movie?
I don't know if it was that. I think it was he wanted to act like he was somebody else answering the phone. Was that
was
the whole
pretty
gist
great.
of what happened there?
Oh no!
that
Customer
what I
called
called?
in. No.
'Cause
Uh,
he's
Customer
very
called
happy
in
to
and
hear
said,
you.
Hello, this is Lee.
"Don't sound like you're so happy to talk to me." I'm like,
Uh,
"Okay, hold on a second. I'll do this all over again."
Okay. That
Oh, I
makes
thought
more
you
sense.
answered the phone. You were just like, let me get Lee for you. Hi, this is Lee.
So anyway, Sons of the Devil, good book, even if there are missing eyes occasionally,
And a staircase for
and a staircase that's very confusing to some.
Lee.
Lee, I understand why it threw you off. I mean, stairs are hard.
Fuck.
He doesn't
Finally,
understand about,
someone
like,
who sees it like I
buildings,
do.
Public transportation,
Yeah.
anything like that. Damn it.
It is worth picking up. Like I said, they're only
No,
in issue
literally, I
4.
thought it was just like an MC Escher kind of thing.
No, it's not. It's just stairs.
And that's cool.
Thank God you approve.
Upstairs.
I'll
All right, Phil. So you read a
yeah,
book.
thank God.
Godzilla in Hell?
And he looked at
No.
it.
No, he could not read that book because there are words in it now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm
What,
screwed.
Yeah.
War?
No, I guess they actually.
I hate you, by the way,
narrated-
Spencer, for letting me
The
know
second
the
issue.
inside track on what he sounds like.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And so
It's
that's
actually
what he
pretty
sounds
awesome.
like?
Yeah, you're welcome.
I kind of wish I didn't sound like a
Oh.
retard. I sound more like you. All right, so
Again, I don't fucking blame you.
I know, right?
Are you saying
Zombie
he's a
Trap.
retard?
Huh?
You saying he's a retard?
No, I'm saying I'm a retard.
There are
But if
plenty
that's a
of
retard, sign me up, Johnny.
There's a lot of grounds for that statement.
So, Zombie Tramp, when we left off last, they had a
I like the cover.
Yeah.
the cover. Well, this is the variant cover. You can get that at One Up Collectibles or oneupcollectibles.com.
Is that exclusive to this
No,
shop? Oh, okay.
but it's still a sweet cover.
All right.
Yes. But anyway, so Zombie Tramp. Last time we left off, Zombie Tramp was stuck in a dreamlike state with Trish, who she had revenged by shoving a baseball bat up Chuck's ass.
No.
Yes.
No, avenged.
You don't
Sure.
You sound ridiculous.
I do.
Grammatically.
Yeah, exactly. And only grammatically.
Sorry.
Remember that, folks. So anyway,
That's what they'll take away.
she's trying to figure out why she had that dreamlike thing. She's not stuck. We thought that she was like stuck in limbo or something, but it was just a dream that she was having. She ends up
She was stuck in dream limbo.
Yes. But she wasn't stuck in limbo. It was just all a dream. So anyways, she's continuing on her journey, and she's like, yo, I need to fucking get like some me time because I've been dealing with fucking werewolves and dealing with fucking zombie Elvises and other shit. So she goes to the spa, right? Because that's what every zombie
'Cause she roller
princess
skates
would
there.
do. Well,
Does she
yeah.
roller skate there?
Yeah, of course she
No,
does.
wait, no, they roller skates or they roller blades?
They're roller
They're
skates.
roller skates. They're
Okay,
they're
I'm
they're
still
2x2s,
interested.
man. Get it right.
How would you not be interested?
I don't have a thing against inlines. The personal thing, I'll tell you
No,
later.
these are not inlines. My
Okay,
friend.
good.
These
All right,
are
keep going.
these are real.
Yeah,
All right,
boobs.
I know, right? 10 out of 10 immediately.
No, 9 out of 10. That's what
Nine.
you said last time.
I might have to just rely on that
Consistency
because
is
story
key.
isn't that great. But anyways, we're gonna get back to this. So basically, she goes into a sauna. She's relaxing. She comes out. She kind of knows she's being watched. There's like a whole pervy thing going
looks
on.
like she's like really relaxing there.
Oh yeah.
Like,
She's
that
she's
is-
posing for the camera.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So, anyways, she's being watched. They're filming her. She walks in on the tennis instructor fucking one of the tennis people. You know, as
That's what
normally
tennis
what would happen at a
instructors do.
country
Right,
club.
Occasionally they teach tennis, and
Right.
usually the ball's deep.
So she tries on a few outfits, tries on bikini
No.
for the pool.
I didn't have a tennis
Go
instructor.
ahead, Phil. Just keep going.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
you're
roll
right.
with
I was
it. I'm
so-
rolling
Please,
right now.
Please, Phil.
So, anyways, she's relaxing by the pool. She ends up falling asleep, and she has this weird premonition dream where a giant, fucking, the best I can say is like a Jaws-like, fucking zombie Elvis that she killed in I think issue 4. I want to say it's issue 4.
Actually, that's exactly
Comes
what Elvis
out,
looked like when they
I-
found him
right?
in the toilet.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is like him today, but
Circa
yeah.
2015.
Oh hell yeah! But anyways, he jumps out and says, "Hey, mama," just like that because dramatically speaking, or grammatically, or whatever. Go fuck yourselves.
Theoretically.
And she ends up dreaming that basically a horde of zombies, fuck you, comes out and pretty much just eats her to death. And then she ends up waking
They don't
up,
fuck her, they
and
eat
she
her.
wakes up right next to this dead deer that's just floating in
I'm
the
gonna go
water.
with
can't believe it's
your
just a deer
favorite
head.
part of the issue.
Oh,
right there.
by far.
Yeah.
I mean, if this doesn't
They're
say,
trying
you
to get
know,
Captain America back.
they're trying, but not succeeding very well. Actually, sadly enough, I don't think this is the KKK. Sadly enough, right?
Why are you saying it to me as if I'm bummed out about this?
Well, I feel your pain, man.
Actually, Phil,
I'm pretty sure that is the KKK.
I'm pretty sure it's not, and they kind of go into that.
You're the expert, you know.
well,
I mean, last time I checked, the KKK didn't try to just attack random white women like in pools.
That's not what you guys did when you're hanging out.
I mean, you should know. You bring the baked goods, man. Anyways, so they're like, "Yo, we're gonna eat your flesh or whatnot," and she's just like, "I don't know if you'd want to eat my flesh, considering my flesh is green, boys." And they're like, "Oh fuck, let's burn the witch." There's some kind of a paganish cult, which is actually known when she came to.
The dress is like because
Yeah.
they had an image problem, so they wanted to class it up a bit.
Well, I mean, you got to be
they are in the
classy,
Deep
San Diego.
South. I mean, henceforth, the title does say.
Deep South.
So then why? Wait, okay. If
Not-
they're in the
not
Deep
on, Not
South,
on his cover.
Deep
That doesn't
South
say that.
Country Club Cult.
oh, that's some good wordplay.
Yes, on
Right.
yours it doesn't.
Y'all. Anyways, so
South.
Deep South.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, there are a bunch of these hicks, and they end up
With
chasing
deer
her
antlers. See, they
with
don't
deer
really have, like-
antlers
well, they don't
on the
have,
front.
Phil, hold
They
on.
don't have knives up inside their hoodie.
Right.
They have deer antlers.
Right.
So they're like
That's how
jackalopes.
you know it's not a KKK member
Oh.
because they don't use deer antlers.
Well-
they use knives to keep the point of their hoods up.
That
Okay.
could be. This could be the jackalope KKK.
No. And then on top of it, if you look at the
Oh,
cover,
that's that.
you see
Pretty
a
much.
inverted pentagram
Yes.
on the man's chest.
I'm so
Or-
sorry. I didn't mean to look
Well,
silly.
when she actually goes into
Well,
the
and then
facility
the other
beginning.
funny part about this cover is you see the deer antlers,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
on the hood. This one's up. But see, this one right here is down.
You got it.
Okay.
Keep going.
And then they got some.
They're
They're
jump.
flying a flag.
Mm.
Okay, if you notice,
Whoa.
the flag.
That's something they would
It
use.
is
There's a
not.
word for
Hey,
It is not a
go get my
Confederate
Bible.
flag.
Y'all.
That is not a
Yeehaw.
Confederate
That
flag.
is not a
No.
Confederate flag.
I
Now,
feel you,
I
mate.
would have appreciated it if this was a Confederate flag. See,
Is this like some kind of like fucking True Detective, like Kakuza shit or whatever? it
that.
is?
Kusa.
I'm just saying.
We're trying to review a book. Would you settle down?
Kusa.
So I kind of like this cover better than I do that.
Right.
Because this cover,
Far less confusing.
well, yes, this actually explains the story that you're about to read.
Raw.
Now, if you could go ahead and continue with the book.
Sure. So.
I like how that's a southern
I do
accent.
say, I do say.
Saying sure 4 times in a row.
Sure.
I say.
I say, boy, I see your lips moving, but I don't see no words coming out. So, anyways, yeah, Foghorn Leghorn then comes out. They're like, yo.
I number all my feathers
Right.
for just such an occasion.
So, anyways, the cult-like group starts chasing her down. Go, we got a hunting party here, boys, and they start chasing her down, and that's how the book ends.
Spence, you look like you want
The story.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to say a lot.
Okay,
So far,
like-
we've had 3 books tonight that have been cult-related.
right?
No, this is true. Yeah,
It
because
is.
JLA was called really
Guys,
well.
start a cult?
Nice, I like it. I got
typically-
just a
I would
symbol
say
for
next
our
week, I think.
podcast.
Typically, as far as I've seen so far, it's going.
You never know. We might get a lot of views if I do that. Anyways,
Oh, boy.
so yeah, the book all in all, it's all right. I would say if you're following the story, pick it up. But the art in this was very hit or miss for me. And I think they had multiple artists, I want to say, doing this because like when you like this right here.
Phil, you know how
Looks
you know if there's multiple
meh.
artists? It
Flip
can't-
one
No.
more page back.
Well, also you can just go like, oh, okay, this is super clean.
Marco.
This
Oh,
looks
that's
like
right.
someone who didn't really know what they were doing.
So, artwork by one person.
Okay, well I
And colored by 2 people.
okay, well then
Colored.
I heard that. Jennifer.
They don't use Crayola.
You gotta really come down to where we're at now, man. This is the 21st century. Come on, 20.
What are you trying to say?
Let it go.
I don't know.
Because Phil doesn't even know what century it is.
I don't know. I
What,
don't know,
21st,
man.
right?
I'm still gonna say
This is
that.
the 21st century Fox, man.
Grammatically, this could be
Grammatically.
21st century.
Grammatically,
so I'm
eat
not
a
sure
dick.
What you don't like about the art?
Okay, it's just the art for me. Like,
One.
Is it the white hooded people?
no, it's not.
No, like,
It's
what's
not
the
what the
thing
art
about-
is. It's just. It's not that I don't.
Phil, is it too flat for you? And I mean that in a serious way, because
No.
looking at it, it is very flat.
No,
There's not
it's-
a lot of shading.
no,
There's
it's not
decent amount
that.
of shading.
No, it's not that.
It's
It's
different. It has
it's
those.
all over the board. When you first open it up,
very
it's a
thin
very
lines.
pastel-y, like just like bland art. And then you go to like the sauna scene, and it looks like it was done on a laptop with like ink drawing equipment.
Actually, to
Like-
be honest, all of it looks like it was done on a laptop.
They were very,
Really?
they were very thick lines.
Yeah.
They're very
Yes, it
thick
all
Whoa,
looks
lines.
whoa, 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 whoa,
digitally
whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa.
whoa, 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 whoa,
This is where he disagrees.
Like, I mean, I don't.
And
If
actually,
if
to
it
be
was
honest, Phil,
great, but
I want to say, would it be probably 90% of all comics are digitally inked?
I don't know. I wouldn't
yeah,
say a
well,
lot.
for the
Well,
most of them,
that's a
everything
great
pretty much
percentage
is
of it.
Now,
done.
now
that
hold
way.
on.
Okay,
To be
no
fair, though,
figures,
this
nice.
is still a 9 out of 10 book for you.
This
There's
is
boobs.
well, there's boobs, so that's
There's a
9
lot
out
of
of 10.
boobs.
What?
There's a lot of boobs. There's
I-
even
yeah.
ghost boob.
The story only gets a chance for a 1,
Whoa.
so this is a
Phil,
9.5
Phil, I
because it
wanna-
was all right.
I want to agree with you only on one part of the book. When she goes zombie,
Yes.
is when the art on it does not fit the rest of the book.
Yeah, or like
When
for
she's
example,
zombie
this
book.
dream mode where like she's just like all of a sudden she looks
That
like
can
a
kinda be
fucking
explained,
Medusa.
Yes, it can be. That's why I brought it up. When she's in zombie mode, the way she's drawn in that,
Yeah.
it doesn't really fit. But when she's normal looking,
Yeah.
It's very thick lines, but it's very cartoony, and I think it flows better if she would stay normal. Going zombie, you can tell, it's going to get grittier, it's going to get
And
pickier,
the
you're not
part
gonna
about this
notice
book,
it.
and when we did the interview with
Damn.
Mendoza and who was the other guy that you talked to, I
For
thought.
that book, that's about it. Phil.
No, I thought you talked to somebody on Saturday
Bill
Morning
McKay?
Yeah, I think so. He said that there's different art. They swap off the art, the stories, and everything else. It's kind of like a round robin between them all. Yes.
Actually, Dan.
Dan was the one who
that
said that. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe this was one of the people. Maybe they were talking they were going to get people from Deviant Art to do some of their work. Maybe this is one of those.
Mentioned one artist from DeviantArt that
Yeah.
they did find, and that might be her.
Okay. Well, I mean, and it's
really agree
and
with
put it
you
this way, it's not
on all
bad,
of those
but it's not
aspects.
great. And then the only thing I gotta say that's like just bugs me about this art is this fucking gun right here. That looks like it's a plank of wood.
That is pretty weird.
with a sh-
It's
it,
a blind.
it's the very last page at the very bottom. There's a gun, and you'll see it. And it is just, what the fuck are those dimensions?
But also-
it looks like they attached a giant plank of wood to the back
Again,
of an AK.
I like how that's where the
Phil,
book lost you.
Oh, hold on.
It's perspective.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Phil, it's when she's zombified.
Well, is that like the perspective you have after you take a dick in the eye? Because that's about the only way I could see it coming out like that.
No, it doesn't look
What
like
you said
that.
was a
It's
good
like,
point,
oh my
but you had to
God.
make a
Look,
dick
look,
joke,
look,
so
look,
you
look,
know.
Look at that fucking AK over there.
Backseat.
Phil, I would like to ask you one quick question.
Yeah. Uh huh.
How many dicks
Does
in the eye
not-
have you taken?
Innie or outie?
I mean, if I have to bring them all up now, I can't even fucking count the numbers.
You've been hit that many times.
It's
No,
you
I
gotta
was
pay for
actually gonna
college,
say-
man.
I was gonna say, what prize do you like? An under $5 prize. If you could pick anything under $5,
I'm
what would
interested
you want?
to see where this goes.
I know. What would you want?
Under $5.
Under $5.
Take a book.
Tacos.
There's your book.
This man knows me
Okay,
too
tacos.
well. I would say
If
Taco
I
Bell.
listen to next week's podcast when you review a book, if
Right.
you can not say the word fuck, I will give you 5 tacos.
5 tacos?
5 tacos.
I think you'd have an easier time of doing that than me.
I'm not getting 5 tacos.
No.
I can do that for 5 tacos.
I know you can. I'm asking Phil too.
I mean, I can try, man, but I can't promise.
Yeah, I can do
anything.
this. I'll take that
no,
deal.
no, this is a Phil deal.
Oh, Phil can do this.
This is
No, Phil
this
can't
is
do it.
hard.
Oh, Phil can do this. I will
I'm-
stab you, motherfucker.
Because
That
Lee
won't
wants your
stop
tacos.
me.
You
I'll
just
just
lost.
be in pain, and then I'll curse more.
I'll slit your throat.
Well, then I'll.
Dude, these are tacos,
Damn.
damn it.
I can buy tacos. They're only $5.
Not from where I'm getting tacos.
Where are you getting tacos?
Where are you getting
from?
Where you
tacos
getting
from?
tacos from?
Not from Taco Bell.
But that's the best place to get them for me. They're cheap,
Whatever.
delicious. It's like chicken nuggets at McDonald's. They're like, wow, this is terrible.
These
but-
could be 5 homemade tacos.
Oh. Got real.
Did I just raise the stakes?
Yeah.
Who's making them?
Me.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a
I
bad
don't know
thing.
you, but I'm already just by, you know.
The brim of that hat
just by
sells
that,
me, man.
better than Taco Bell because.
All right. Nah, it's
Obviously.
close.
Anyway,
It's gonna be
Dan,
a
what do
close
you have
one.
to read tonight?
Are they steak tacos?
No, because no one likes steak tacos because the meat that they always use is too rough and horrible. That's why chicken tacos are fantastic and carnitas
Speak
are
for
actually
yourself.
okay.
Whoa.
I shall.
We really hit a sore point for her on that one.
I don't really like steak tacos. I prefer, honestly, like chicken. But,
You also don't like Moe's and you don't like.
oh, I don't like chain fucking Southwest shit. Yeah, I don't.
Have you had the
So,
Turkey Hill pizza though?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Actually, you should ask her about her last last time she tried to get a Turkey Hill pizza.
What happened the last time you tried to get a Turkey Hill pizza?
Look, before I go and review Rasputin number 8, I'm going to go and state that the past 2 times
Phil.
that Lee and I have been traveling on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and we both wanted the disgusting deliciousness of Roy Rogers roast beef sandwiches at odd hours in the morning, they stopped serving roast
Roy
beef.
Rogers.
Turnpike, rest stop.
Oh.
And also,
You guys
too,
should
if you're
go
on
to
the Jersey
Steak and
Turnpike.
Going out towards Harrisburg.
Or how about you go to King Prussia?
No, that's Shake Shack.
That's Shake Shack.
Okay.
You want Steak and Shake.
There's
I know
Steak and
tomorrow I'm
Shake.
So what
going to
happened with the
that
Turkey Hill
popcorn
pizza?
place.
After we were turned down
got that
with no
popcorn.
roast beef sandwiches.
Is that mine or his?
Are you really?
Yeah, yeah.
We will be
I
back
went
with the
to,
Rasputin number 8 review as soon as we're done talking about
They
food.
stopped serving pizza
Did you try
at
that
8 o'clock.
popcorn you had?
And I'm just like, well, it's 2 in the
Mother-
morning. I need fucking pizza.
I
Fuckers.
really want to try the peanut butter cup one.
You gotta let me know how it is.
Okay. Well, I'll probably bring some.
'Cause, yeah.
So how was Rasputin number 8? I didn't even read the back of it this time. I always like what they have on the back.
Actually, I didn't either, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Hold on. As human beings, our greatness lies not so much in being able to remake the world. That is the myth of the atomic age, as in being able to remake ourselves. I don't remember that actually being in here, which is weird.
No,
but-
they put weird quotes in the back. They're fun though.
No, so Rasputin number 8, it picks up where the journalist chick is going and kind of grilling Grigori, and just like, so she's talking about the photo, which I think both you and I agreed upon last time was like a little bit weird and stupid, where it's just like, oh, you know, Rasputin was involved in the Kennedy assassination. However, when she's going and she's saying something to him, she's a presidential candidate.
Yeah.
She comes in and, you know, she's like, look, he and I are friends, you know, I believe him, everything he said. All this other
It's
stuff.
heavily implied that they're close friends.
Yeah, I mean, whether
How
that's...
close?
Lay and pipe close.
Yeah.
For the viewers out there.
In some way, shape, or form.
Close.
Yeah.
How many viewers do we have?
Lots.
One.
God.
For that viewer.
Yeah, for
right
that
there.
viewer.
But nobody's talking to us yet.
That's
Okay.
okay.
Keep going.
But there's the one point that was made in here that from the last issue where it was like Rasputin was involved in what we know as the Kennedy assassination. It's implied in here that Kennedy actually was never assassinated, that there's no, according to the journalist,
Is it a
there's
cover-up?
no attempt on his life, like recorded attempt on his life. So it's like, it's kind of weird in that sense. So obviously in this world,
I didn't get that either.
Rasputin stopped it from happening. That's
Well,
why-
it was
that's-
implied in the last issue that he did get shot,
Yeah.
and he brought him back to life. But now it's implied that it never fucking happened.
Like, it was a government cover-up.
Right.
I guess kind of like
It's
maybe
also
in the same sense
implied
that
in
it's
there
like
that Kennedy
Cold
wasn't the
War.
last Kennedy president.
Mm.
It says the first Kennedy president, and I don't know why that detail is important in this book, but they really go out of the way in
But-
one panel to point that
But
out.
they don't go and explain
No,
like,
not at
any,
all.
any further. So it's like you're just kind of like left there.
Yep.
But then we get into, I think, what most people who read last issue really wanted was the whole what actually happened to Rasputin? Why is he still alive? So it goes through the whole thing of him being stabbed and him being tortured and shot and tied up and thrown in the river, and the reporter's like, you know, how the hell does someone survive that? So obviously he's not really taking it too well, as most people probably wouldn't. So
Wouldn't be
but-
on the top of my list.
No.
but he
He's
you
had
know,
better days.
he's surviving, and the way that he goes and he describes it is, I'm assuming that's how it would be if you were drowning. Everything's kind of slowing down, but really all these people.
I love that 2-page spread.
Oh,
Flip
what-
back
This
with
one.
him in the river. Oh, that's great. I love that.
I always like the 2-page spreads
Yeah.
where it always goes and gives the location, and like this
awesome.
one. This one's just interesting because it's a river.
Yeah.
So you know it's where he dies.
It's been a highlight of every issue when they do that.
The interesting thing that I can say about this is that while all the sturgeons and stuff like that are going and, like, you know, swimming around him and everything, most of the time his quote unquote ghostly entourage would be there, but the only person who's there now is his father, which is very weird. And I believe his father was the only one in which he let die, right? I believe so.
Yeah, is this also... Did he have a ghostly entourage of this? Because this is going back to the night where he got killed, so I'm not sure he had a whole bunch of ghosts around him at that time.
Yeah, but this is still late enough if you think about it, that yeah, like, he has seen war, he has friends, and right before this, when he was doing flashback things, you know,
Oh, that is true, yeah.
yeah, he
Yeah,
had,
you're
all,
right,
he had all
you're
these
right.
other people.
Yeah.
So, but it's weird though. It's like the only person around him is his father. But again, if you think about it, that his father was really the only one that he was just like, he looked at him, he knew the
Walked
powers
away.
he had, and he was just
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
Yeah.
So sorry, I don't get tacos.
That was only Phil's deal.
I
You're good.
get tacos. You don't.
That starts next week, right?
That wasn't the deal. It's not that we all get tacos.
Everybody
Phil's
happens
just
to-
dependent on whether or
No.
not he swears.
But anyway, so Rasputin's drowning. All of his enemies are going, and they're just like, he's dead, whatever. But he's just kind of like recalling. He's like, what do you have to do? You have to survive. I went and I gave in. I accepted the fact that I was going to die. But we see this, which usually implies that something, you know, is happening as far as like any kind of like a regeneration or a rebirth. So the one lackey that was left on the bridge, you know, he's going and calling to everyone. He's like, Rasputin's alive. Rasputin's alive. But in some crazy way or something like that, he goes and he pulls himself out of an opening in the ice in the river, walks away, unbeknownst to people that are also walking by him, and the body that is actually left in, I want to say, his wake is that of his father, who died like forever ago. But the people
And who looks nothing like him.
yeah, dude, he's a tall,
He looks,
fat Russian
maybe
dude.
maybe he could have been bloated.
When you're in the river for like only, you know what? I'm not even gonna say
No,
why I know this,
forget
but
it.
whatever.
Grammatically, Phil, it wouldn't work.
You don't start to float like that. But anyway, whatever. It like in some kind of way where he's using like a glamour.
That was totally what I got.
People are seeing, Rasputin, where it's obviously not. It's the body of his father. How he did this, I don't.
No.
No one knows. But the only way that I can think of it is that since he was the only one that he didn't bring back to life, that is some way. But Rasputin goes to, his murderers and essentially starts kicking ass, and that's what he does, and he ends everything with saying that I did what every person would do in my situation. You want to be remembered and you want to survive, and it just kind of leaves it on like a cliffhanger, sort of like that. So it was a pretty decent issue. So it's like people are mourning what they think is him, all the while, he's murdering people. So I'm cool with that.
That's where the only thing I'm throwing on is that idea of, okay, so that body there, they're all mistake, somehow they're all seeing that as Rasputin, and then it's implied in there like he's just walking around, he's just a commoner, people don't recognize him anymore. He says that, but he still looks like Rasputin. Like they've seen him, they know what he looks like. He hasn't changed. He's glowing, which I think would just draw more attention. Mm-hmm. And people are like, nah, just another dude. Like even though they were worshiping him the day before, and I don't get. Like, is it that people don't see him that way and they're just seeing him in the river? And it's never really explained, and I kind of lost it there.
Yeah, I'm kind of just thinking that it's like the body that just comes out of the river, however, like whatever glamour he is using to go and disguise himself, that is how the common folk are going to see him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does everybody see him as someone else?
That's what I'm at. They don't.
Yeah.
It's. I don't even know if that's
when he is kicking ass.
Yeah.
At the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do the people look at him and go, oh?
See, it looks like at that last page that they recognize that it's him.
Yeah,
Like,
even like a couple
yeah.
panels
But
before,
think about
it
it.
seems like that.
Well, also think about it though. If some random guy would bust through this door right here,
Yeah.
we'd all look at
Fair
him
enough.
and go,
Monster Kool-Aid?
yeah, that's the look everybody would have.
Yeah, that's a
That
good
is
point.
The
Yeah.
exact look. So some random guy can be busting through the monster.
You're still gonna be like, oh shit.
Monster Kool-Aid.
Yeah, monster Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Well, Kool-Aid always busts through something.
Oh
And it's a monster case, so I'm thinking like, Monster Kool-Aid. Well, there is punch in there. That's Mad
Oh
Dog.
shit, guys.
Oh, cool.
Have a logo?
Anyway, I'm still
Yes.
I'm still sticking
Love
by
him.
what I said the last issue, which is
Dude, you're looking
it's
at the
it's
logo
still
right
good.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of should have stayed a miniseries.
Unleash
Yeah,
the
and
beast.
I kind of
It's
I
the
kind of
end.
agree with you on that because like
That
when we were
is
talking about it
11%.
last time when we were just like, oh, the Kennedy thing, come
Grammatically.
on.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that because now it's just like supernatural power, like
Yeah.
to the extreme. But again, I don't know where it's going. I don't know what the
I
hell.
think my idea for Rasputin's better.
Oh shit, let's go. Go ahead.
Oh, this is where he ties into the Hitler thing.
I was just about to say, this has gotta be. You gotta include Hitler.
Oh,
in
I'm
this.
so excited. Go
I
ahead.
need a theme song. I'm telling you.
I'm working on it. Oh, no, actually, I'm not working on that.
We'll hang out later. We'll get it.
And,
We'll-
and obviously, you should get David Hasselhoff to sing it.
well,
Well,
yeah.
no, he sang on top of the wall as it was coming down, so he's not into
Oh,
that.
the wall will be coming down.
So go ahead. What's your idea?
I don't have it worked out yet.
No,
I'm working on
you
it.
can't tease me like that.
Why not?
They got
Actually,
Rasputin and Hitler now.
Think
Come
about- You gotta
on.
think about
And get this,
If he
they run
does
a
this,
bar.
And
Yeah.
that one
It's called
viewer that we
Cheers.
have at the moment, I hope it's
It's-
not us. That one viewer that we have at the moment
Steals it.
steals it.
Yeah.
Copyright, boom, millionaire. Lee's still left with.
Trust me.
I'm gonna go murder the fucker.
Lee's
I'm
left
gonna show
holding his
what
dick.
Rasputin was like.
Let me be blunt with
Well,
you.
actually, Rasputin.
it's not worth $1 million.
The reason he got killed, really, is like they thought he had mystical powers. The real reason he got killed is
'Cause he's
apparently
an ass.
the guy was hung like a horse and just banged everybody's wife. That's why they killed him.
Because he was an ass.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or
so
would he be a dick?
no.
No?
You got you
We're
stymied
involving
me.
the French in this. We were talking about Russians and Germans. No touche.
I don't know. I'll come up
Maybe a
with some other
Shizer or
characters
two.
I think that should be in my book.
Yeah,
I don't think Mussolini should be in my book. I never liked him.
Whoa, but he's kind of.
I didn't
he's-
like him.
He's like.
I
you
never
know,
liked him.
Well, thank God. I mean, not a lot of.
He wasn't a
I'm
very
not-
good guy.
I'm not.
He killed his own troops. He's
did.
like George Washington.
You're gonna have a hard time believing this. A lot of people didn't like him.
Well, a lot of people like George Washington, and he killed his own troops.
That's true. But at the end of the war, they didn't drag him into a public square and publicly hang George
That's
Washington.
because he won
Upside down and piss on him too.
That's true.
in his mouth.
Well, that's. I mean, I'm
That's a
more
lie.
interested, not lying, but I don't think that happened. Although I'm sure a little bit, like a little pea splash, just kind of.
Maybe someone pissed in his
Cheerios?
lady friend's mouth.
To Google.
Well, no, because like she was hung there with him.
She sure was. So yeah, I don't know. Mussolini not well received. Although he was Man of the Year, Times Man of the Year.
Thanks for listening to Hall of Heroes history lesson. We're gonna.
Is there any
Wrap it
other
up?
comics?
I don't have any Lee Ridge shit.
Well, Spencer said he was here to review something.
You did?
You did.
You did.
Did you lie?
No, he
never
just
said
wants
I
to,
was
he just
here
wants to look
reviewing.
awesome in that
very
hat.
well. All right, so
I mean,
got a couple
I
books.
can review something.
Mission
but it's old.
accomplished.
When I say old, it's like
Old.
years old.
Wait, oh, the.
Would that be the Flash Rogue War?
Probably.
Spencer's Blast from the Past Corner.
So, I did read Justice League, as we all know.
Yes.
I did read Zombie Tramp.
Yes, you did.
And I'm going to start with this one, I think. So I did also read Batman Arkham Knight Genesis, which is, again, based off of the Batman Arkham Knight video game. And I got to tell you, I just don't think this story has struck the gold that Injustice has struck. This actually falls closer towards, like, all other video game comics that are really out there. They just don't do well.
Ooh, but Call of Duty Black Ops 3 comic is coming out.
Right, I'm not too excited about that. I wasn't too
You do
excited.
know that's only the first issue, though. Like, it could get better.
It very well could.
Ain't it better?
But
There's only 6 issues, so.
right.
Hold on.
Well, I'm
Fuck
also reading the other Batman Arkham Knight too, and that's not too good either. But what makes this one kind of cool is, well, we do have Jim Lee who did the cover, so that was kind of cool.
I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude to Lee though.
Oh, go ahead.
It's a prequel.
Go get your cancer stick in.
Yeah, go get your cancer stick in. Everybody on the internet knows.
Okay.
Make sure you stick it in
Actually,
real good, too.
I just had an idea. Totally new superhero, Captain Cancer.
Nice.
Yeah, what a hero.
He can fight Captain Carrot.
Do you want me to hang around for your review? I'll do
No, you can go. That's all right. You're not needed. Goodbye.
Diabetes.
There you go.
What? His only arch nemesis.
Obesity.
Anyway, as I was saying, this book not so good. At least the artwork inside, and the story is, I don't know. I just don't know.
He did discover something cool on the cover.
Yeah, Arkham Knight's in the background. So, now getting on to the book I really enjoyed this week was Sinestro, number 14. And now, in my hand, I happen to have the bombshell variant. And I don't know, Sinestro looks kind of like Cuban-ish.
I like it.
So, we have Sinestro, who is now in search of some new lanterns for his corps. And he comes across this lady who, at first, I thought was a Saint Walker. Not so much. And she is stranded on some desolate planet. And, well, she shows joy and happiness when she gets the yellow ring, because now she's able to fly and leave the planet. And she, so far as I can tell so far, she just seems like a very odd choice for a Yellow Lantern. I don't know. She just seems too nice. Like, there's not really a lot of, like, I don't see how she's going to instill fear in others.
Oh, I could say something, but I won't.
What were we going to say?
Typical woman.
Well, I mean, you could say that. Jen's not next to you right now.
I'm just
You can
joking.
totally tell her when she goes back in. So, I just have a question.
Yeah,
I instill
do it.
fear.
Why does Robin look like he's just totally missing a hand and he just
He
has
shot some. Yeah,
a grappling hook out of his arm instead of out of
I don't know.
a grappling?
Like I said, the art wasn't very good in that book. The cover was awesome, but
Perspective?
That's some really, really fucking bad perspective.
what happened, Marco, is he was shooting some kind of gun, and all you see is the blast from the gun.
Yeah, except like
It's coming out of his elbow.
Mark, I know what it looks like.
yeah, it's coming out of his elbow.
What if
He hey, Robin wanted to be Mega Man for one page.
There you go.
So
Mhm.
there you go.
or part of the
All
Evil
right,
Dead?
got it.
So, yeah, we do get a really cool splash page of some of the other lanterns. And, you know, when I'm looking at, again, some of these other lanterns, they look kind of menacing. Now, granted,
Well, I would hope so.
why?
It's the Sinestro Corps.
Right, but this new recruit's not so menacing.
Well, it's when I just went through the book and got to the end of it, and I can see why she was.
Well, because she is like, she has a special ability, and I'll get to that, but
Yes.
in the book, we also have Sinestro is now repurposing the Manhunters. And the good thing, or funny thing, or interesting thing, is the Manhunters' faces are actually being redone. And they're done to make them look like Sinestro. Well, not that face. You can see it right there. So, kind of cool. I like that idea that the Manhunters, and I'm kind of curious what Sinestro has planned. Almost, I feel like he's maybe going to start another war with the Green Lanterns.
No, incorrect. There are no more Green Lanterns. There is one in the known universe. All the other ones are gone.
Well, yeah, they're in that other book.
Correct.
But then you have Hal Jordan.
That is the one.
Except
He's not.
Izzy.
No. He's
Like,
the renegade.
I fucking hate DC's continuity right now. It is just a mess.
I want to.
They don't have
formally
continuity
apologize for DC
right
that
now.
you hate it so much because it's I don't hate it whatsoever.
that was nice.
I was a
Thank
very
you.
continuity person, but this I'm enjoying this. Every book is its own thing. I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about anything.
So then, how do you know this book isn't playing off
I
of
know.
a different book and not?
I don't need to
off
worry
the-
about it.
I'm like that. I track people.
I'm reading the story. For
Eric
the
gave me a
story.
shoulder rub when
Yeah.
I came in.
Anyway,
when he
Lee,
came in.
continue. Sorry.
So, in the book, where we come and we find out
Oh, no.
what Spencer believes why this person has
ain't
the
not
ability
right at all.
to instill fear.
Mm-mm. I feel good.
There's one of the Sinestro Corps members laying on the table, and she is able to dissect.
Vivisect. That's what it says right
All right,
I'm
vivisect,
his.
dissect.
Shit.
Keep going.
Should I get you some lotion? Would you like some lotion and some tissue?
There's some
I
Jergens in there.
I spit on it like a gentleman. We went over this last time.
Okay. So she almost like expands
Keep
the
it
body, and it separates the muscular, the skeleton, the
Perfect.
organs, and then the
What's left?
no, actually that should be the nervous system. Because you got brain, nerves, and for some reason the eyeball. So that's the only thing I could think of why she's there.
Well, she
But-
does say it is extremely painful to someone who is not sedated.
Right. But
So that's scary.
I
Think about it.
guess.
Think about being pulled apart.
So what exactly did she do it for?
because they're trying to figure out what is causing the problem in the body. It's like a paralysis.
In
And
earlier issues,
they're not sure if it's a viral thing, if it's a muscular thing, if it's a nervous system.
Mm.
So
So the best way to do this is just to
separate all of the
yeah,
parts.
that's
She
science.
does that. And then the last page, we have Sinestro kind of looking in on all of his core members. And Lobo.
and Mobo.
So, I don't know. He's up to something. Up to something. Just don't know what.
Boy.
The reason they dissect is because there are no other issues. There was a group called the Paling who are anti-emotion, and if you were hit by their anti-emotion whatevers, you don't do emotion anymore.
Okay.
So that pretty much negates being a Sinestro Corps member.
Right. Sounds like a cool concept.
a lot of no talking going on right now.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why he's putting the
Why
Superman
every time I
Doomsday
have to
symbol
edit.
over the Dark Knight 3's picture.
Because he can.
Peace and silence.
What's
All right.
next, folks?
Well, if you would have been in here, you would have known that I was done reviewing all my comics.
I'm sorry.
Comic book news?
I'm sorry. I wasn't around to make your
Like
review
Jennifer?
take 10 minutes.
Hmm?
It's your bullet points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I brought a piece of paper too.
I think I got one in my bag.
There's 2 things on it.
Are they bullet pointed?
They're not as cool as mine.
No, she typed hers, so
She's professional.
out of my league.
All right. So what do we got?
Sorry. So, Secret Wars has been expanded to 9 issues, if that was anyone else's news. And this extra issue allows the creative team to finish their cataclysmic story as originally intended. It will be in stores in December. If you care.
Do you think it's really as originally intended, or we're just gonna keep ringing that cash cow?
Christmas is in December as well. So,
Ring away, baby.
Yeah.
Ring away.
ring-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling.
Nice.
But then they're not pushing back.
No, none of the other books are being pushed. I don't think.
Okay.
No.
That's just going to screw up continuity.
Potentially.
Yeah, they're going to be like DC.
No,
Lazy continuity. It's okay.
it's not lazy continuity. There is no continuity.
That would be lazy.
So my last piece of comic book news, if anyone else has anything, go for it. The Michael Bay-led company, 451 Media Group, has announced a graphic novel line, and it will be debuting several graphic novels at New York Comic Con in October, including stuff from creators like Scott Rosenberg, who worked on Con Air, Pain and Gain, and George, however you pronounce his name, Pelicanos from The Wire. And it will feature artists such as Raymond Bermudez and Ty Dazzo. So what they're actually doing, I have no idea, but if you
Just so
look them
long
up,
as they never, ever put out a Pain
Get
and
back
Gain
together.
comic book.
Oh.
Sorry.
The movie was so
So,
bad.
yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Although
should just
Con
watch
Air, one of the craziest movies.
I love
Yep.
that movie.
I enjoy Con Air.
John
That was
Malkovich
fun.
has a 4-part death sequence in Con Air, and it's awesome.
I enjoy Con Air, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, no,
gonna
I
say
enjoy
about
it too.
that, but like Pain and Gain, I mean, I'll just leave
You will be
everything else
full
to
of
that.
regret.
I'll watch Con Air every month, man. That movie is like, it's one of those movies that if you haven't seen it in like 5 years and you go back and watch it, like some movies don't hold up. Last time I hadn't seen it in a couple of years, I rewatched it this summer and I was like, yeah, I'm still glad this got made.
I don't know.
This is
I'm
still
kind of
amazing.
like that way with like The Fifth Element, regardless of like how many times it's
Yeah.
on. I'll just always watch it. And Con Air is one of those things
Yeah.
too. But that was my limited comic book news.
Devil Wears Prada for
This
me.
isn't really comic book news, it's comic book related, but it's news. And I figured I would like to bring it up because there's a plethora of opinions here. I would like Phil's grammatical opinion as well.
Oh, yes.
Fucking
I don't know if you were on Facebook earlier. It went viral. It's gone. Parents told their daughter's Wonder Woman lunchbox is too violent for school. Now, if you can see on my thingy here, if it would show.
That's so
You
violent.
see that,
I just wanted to
viewers?
Show it.
Anyway, there we go. If you can see that, squint your eyes.
Damn,
it's-
that's
it's
so
just-
violent.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Jesus Christ,
Uh,
blood.
the premier cartoon heroine, but according to a school, Wonder Woman and her golden lasso of truth are absolutely not suitable as lunchbox fodder. According to yada yada yada, whoever posted the letter and everything, it said, "Dear Daniel and Sarah, who are the parents of this young girl, we noticed that Laura has a Wonder Woman lunchbox that features a superhero image, and in keeping with the school dress code, we must ask that she not bring this to school. The dress code we established requests that children not bring violent images into the building in any fashion on their clothing, including shoes and socks, backpacks, lunchboxes. We had defined violent characters as those who solve problems using violence. Superheroes certainly fall into that category. Please refer to the dress code section of this school handbook. Your cooperation with our dress code will be very much appreciated." The parents aren't mad at the school. The parents are going to follow through. It doesn't really matter. But they just thought it was funny, and of course it went viral. and it's totally 70s Wonder Woman who's being featured.
I just don't.
Do we know
get
the name of that school?
It is all blanked out because they since it's
I want to
not-
find out the school
Yeah.
name, and then I'm
Well,
going to
well,
fucking
That's exactly the reason they
make a
blanked it out.
Facebook page.
Exactly. Well, for one,
Tell them to go fuck
the way that
themselves.
is nicely typed out, it might either be a charter school or b a private school.
Right.
So understandable.
No, not really.
They most likely won't let the Wonder Woman thing happen because someone probably brought a Ninja Turtles in. You know, why can't my kid? Why can't my kid?
Well, that would also be all right.
Not if it's a private school. They have
Yeah.
they have strict dress codes. Just like look
Right.
at a Catholic school. You have
Actually-
like specific uniforms you have to wear.
Actually, specific schools are getting more and more strict with a lot of things.
Boy.
Just because of where I work,
Talk
like we
about
sell
candy
backpacks and whatnot.
Pushing your kid.
There are schools that will only allow them to have backpacks if they're mesh
Clear.
or mesh.
Mhm.
And now some schools are even going as far as they cannot have a backpack at all. They have to carry just like the cinch bags.
You know what? Nobody to blame but the kids themselves.
Well, no.
That's a discussion that could take up the rest
No,
of the podcast.
parents.
The kids or the
Parents are what's to blame. No, just the parents bring up the kids. If parents did a good enough job raising their kids,
No,
That's
you
not.
can't.
That's
No,
not
that's
true.
not fair
You
either.
don't.
no,
That's-
it's actually totally fair.
It's
Unless
both,
there's
though. It's
something
the
mentally
children
wrong
and
with
the
the
kids.
child.
But
Parents do a
get
shitty
it.
job.
I get it from both
Why are we
perspectives.
talking
Where
about
you're,
this? What the
where
fuck happened to
just,
comics?
just really quickly, what you're saying is you're saying that
Can I have
there's
a beer,
certain.
please?
May I also
Yeah,
have
we
a beer
need
too,
one now.
Spencer?
Fuck, I
Yeah,
might need one after this.
There's the culture of kids that you're saying that there's a couple badass kids, whatever, that kind of bring it on themselves. However, too, there are the parents in and of themselves.
Can I have my
Thank
bottle
you.
opener?
Until after I'm done with it. There are parents where they enjoy a certain thing, and the parents don't really see it as
S&M?
that could be
BDM?
it. I don't. No, it's BDSM,
S.
or it could just be. It-
So Rihanna.
I was just thinking of SS because of Lee. That's all I was thinking of. But no, there's
made my
you have the
day.
parents too that want to go and it's like, oh well, this is really cool. I like this growing up. I think my kids should like this growing up. You know, stuff like that. So you have asshole kids that are violent where they have to make these rules. But then you have parents that are just like, oh, I'm gonna bring all this like cool like cultural throwback shit for my kids. But then today's society where it's like everything's sheltered, it's like we can't do that. Bullies, this, that.
That's a
Shit like that.
Well,
in my opinion, that's a form of bullying, though. Like, oh, you're not allowed to fucking bring this in because
No, it's
I
not
find
because
it
they don't have to
offensive.
go to that school if it's a charter school. That's their.
Exactly.
No, and I understand that. But this is one reason why a lot of people look at charter schools and you go, are you fucking kidding me? Why would I ever put my
Here's
kids
the
in a
thing.
school
The
that's so
education is
dumb?
better.
The,
That's debatable.
That is
no.
that is debatable.
that is debatable.
It's
Depending on the
candy
area.
coating and pussying
Yes.
your kids up. I mean, if you think that's better because now they know more about fucking France's culture, cool. But I got news for you: when they get
what
out
the
in the
hell do
real
you think
world
happens in
and
a
they get
charter
their
school?
ass kicked,
Like,
they start
guys,
crying
we're still
because
learning about France today.
Mommy and Daddy said everything would be okay if I went to school.
Really,
Go
the-
fuck yourself,
really
man.
The only time that I think that you,
Batman,
as a
faggot.
parent, should go and complain
What
about
the fuck are you
things like
talking
that,
about?
school regulations, is if you live in a school district, your kid you can't afford like a charter school or you can't afford like a public school or whatever, and your kids have to go to public school, and you're kind of
Did
based
you
on
say you can't afford a public school?
no, you can't
can't
afford
afford
like
a charter
a,
school.
like a
Yeah,
private
charter,
or
yeah.
charter or Catholic school or whatever.
I swear to God, you said public school.
If you're kind of forced because of your like
No, forced.
forced. Your socioeconomic status to go to, said district that you pay taxes in, and they kind of like impose those types of things. I feel that it is your right as a parent to go and bitch. However, if you go to a private school, if you go to a Catholic school, if you go to
Yeah.
a charter school or whatever, it's kind of like, well, you can fucking take your money elsewhere.
Right.
If you don't like it.
And because it's not state funded, they can make those rules, and there is not anything you can do about it. As long as they're not breaking any laws, which they're not.
Yeah.
Or like blatantly discriminating
Right,
or
right.
something like that.
Here's the thing, though, and I get all their ability and their right to do this. That's fine.
Yes.
But saying that a kid might be triggered by a picture of Wonder Woman is kind of like expecting someone to be converted by your bumper sticker that says Jesus saves. As if, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be that one kid who's on the fence, sees that
Right.
Wonder Woman, is like, fuck it, I'm shooting this place up.
Or something
You know what I mean? Like,
or like Easter.
Like
Like the
that's-
Easter Bunny was there. Guess I'm fucking Christian now. I mean, fucking
Yep.
retarded.
But yeah, it's kind of Jesus.
Grammatically.
Grammatically speaking.
The Easter Bunny makes you believe in Jesus?
Because that's
But
so.
you know
not-
that-
No, Phil.
Is that not based
No.
around a Christian holiday of Easter? Yes.
Actually, it's more pagan, but okay.
The
Easter is pagan.
No. Well, no, not.
God,
not
bring on the
well,
devil.
not
I want some
concept of, like,
chocolate.
Good Friday and that.
What
stuff
the
like
fuck
that.
happened?
Dear God,
Thank
we're
you
so
very
far
much
off topic.
for
joining
doing
the
this for
Hall of
me.
Heroes.
But I just wanted to bring that little bit up because it had to do with comic books, and
Yeah.
and this is what happened. Thank you.
This is
You're
what always
welcome.
happens.
No,
Sorry,
I get why that's.
Sorry.
It's I don't know. It just bugs me because, I mean, if there would have been like a picture of Deathstroke just decapitating people over, all right, maybe you got a point there. But if that's classic Wonder Woman. That's pop. That's
But
pop
correct
culture
me if
art.
I'm
Is
wrong,
what that is.
So,
but classic
back
Wonder
the fuck
Woman symbolized a lot of bondage.
A lot of sexism. More. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't bring up the sexism more.
They were more worried about the violence.
Yeah, and that's what's weird with Wonder Woman is that's more of a sexist thing. I mean, she
Well,
first joined the Justice League as a
here's the
goddamn
thing.
secretary.
You have to draw back to this though. It's not even just about the Wonder Woman.
No,
it's
it's-
about superheroes in general. They
Yeah.
are saying superheroes are basically
They
they're
are.
violent.
Well,
It's-
do
you
you
can't-
remember the comic book code?
Welcome to
Yes,
the
I
world.
do.
Well, that's what they said,
Okay.
Yeah.
and America went along with that for years.
I'm not saying they're wrong.
No, they're wrong.
But they're dumb.
Didn't you just? All right. Anyway,
Continuing, what do we move on to next? Thank you for the discussion. I
You're
Uh,
welcome.
fully.
You're
Yeah.
very welcome.
usually
I'm really
move
glad
on
you
to
did
video
that.
games.
This has
There you
been
go.
Spencer.
Jen,
It's
don't
push
you
my
have more
button
comic book
moment.
news?
No, she was done.
There really wasn't much this week.
There was pretty much just the Marvel thing.
Who are you and what do you want from my life?
We move on to video games. Yes.
I was just gonna touch something with the previews book, but you can talk
Oh.
about your stuff.
You're gonna touch the previous book?
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
was gonna touch
Everyone's gonna touch the previews.
You got a
book
really
a
nice
little.
preview.
it. I did pick up a new game this week for my PS4. I picked up Until Dawn.
Oh, nice.
It's really good.
Yes, it is.
I would highly suggest picking it up if you like a story-driven game. Now it is more in terms of I don't know if you've ever played any of these, Jen.
Heavy Rain,
Heavy Rain.
Beyond Two Souls.
Who played the game?
Yes.
I'm just describing. I
Well,
actually.
no, he knows what he knows what games I'm going to say, and Indigo
But
Prophecy.
there is no person screaming Jason for like 30 minutes straight.
No, there is
while
not.
wandering at a mall,
And
right?
actually,
Fucking hate that.
the character models look exactly
Uh-huh.
like the actors. Because it's so well done as far as how they look.
It's
That
kind of creepy
Heavy Rain
almost.
Heavy Rain
It-
was pretty good with that too, I would think.
No, but this
no,
is
but
beyond.
this has like good actors too.
Oh,
Do you remember
so,
the-
So no crazy like simulated sex
Do you-
scene where you're just like
Maybe.
No.
Did you play
Well,
this?
if you
Like,
do it right.
All right,
Yeah,
so
actually, yeah.
one of the guys I picked out that I didn't even know was I saw him and I knew it was him, and it's the guy that plays Ward from the Shield TV show.
Mm-hmm.
He's in it. The guy from Mr. Robot's in it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in it.
He's
And
great.
Terry's in it.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is so well done,
It-
and it can have infinite endings.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
about infinite.
No,
it has
it-
multiple endings.
I think
because
they
The
said there's-
replayability is.
There's a total of about, I think they said 30 possible endings. you
yes,
can
because
get.
it all relies on butterfly effect.
And
Okay.
your
It
your
is heavily-
choices, yeah.
Steeped in Indian lore and the butterfly effect and
And like
things like that, to where you can find. Phil, I played the game. Shut the fuck up.
I was actually at someone's house while they were playing the game, but I'll.
Oh,
yeah.
did you watch it on
I
YouTube?
watched somebody play
Well,
the game.
I
It was
fucked
so
them up by
cool.
touching their arm at a point where you had to be
Why?
still.
Why did you touch their arm?
Seriously,
fuck
Phil,
'em
why
up.
would you touch people while they're playing a video game?
All right, so
Why
No,
would
you
you
know
just
what?
randomly
Shut
touch
up.
people?
He
tell
was-
them why.
He
There
was
are-
being grammatical.
There are just so many different things. There are parts where you have to physically like hold your controller
As still as mouse.
without moving, or if you move it,
The
it's-
killer will hear you.
it's not.
Would-
I didn't
would
get
you-
to one of those.
Would you
parts.
let him?
Thanks for ruining it, Phil.
Yeah. Anyway,
Jesus.
Phil, let somebody who actually played the game talk about
Well, he
it.
watched it.
He
My
watched
phone.
it. Yeah.
He watched that PewDiePie.
So he was
video,
a third
he's
party-
an expert.
It's like you directing a movie,
Yeah.
and then someone going to watch your movie.
Yeah.
So you think it's really good,
But it's Phil.
but then the other person thinks it's shit.
From
Actually,
now on,
Phil
what you
thought it
should
was
do-
really good too.
What you should do is just, I played this game, Phil. It's-
I'm gonna do that next week.
All right.
Anyway, there are parts where you have to physically hold the controller still. If you move it in any way, it will affect the outcome of what happens.
Okay.
Not just that the killer will hear you, but in the very beginning, when you're playing as Hayden Panettiere's character, whose name is Sam, there's a part where you meet up with one guy and you have to just hold it still, and it gives you like tutorials about how if you move it, it could change the outcome of what's going to happen. And then it's also kind of cool because it's laid out episodically.
Okay.
So every so often you go to, well, a character, I'm guessing, from the game goes to see a shrink. And it makes you pick, like, what are you afraid of? Are you more afraid of this? Are you more afraid of that? And then as it progresses, like, once you're done with him, it'll say previously on Until Dawn and give you a little bit of what you've already played and go through the backstory of what's going on. And then each time you go back to this guy, it keeps the office keeps getting more and more fucked up, and it all depends on what you pick. Like, it picked like, are you afraid of clowns, or are you afraid of zombies? Are you afraid of this? Or are you afraid of that? So at one point,
So basically, your game probably was like flowers and shit.
No, because they give you specific options.
Oh, so you couldn't just.
And I just had to kind of pick something.
And
Platypuses,
what you pick scares you is what they work into your game. So if
Yeah.
you say I'm scared of like needles, if I'm scared of heights, drowning, they're
Needles,
going to
Dave,
work that
needles.
into your game.
Yeah, so like at a point you come back to this guy's office,
I'm not afraid
and
of
you
needles.
have.
I just don't like them.
It's okay, man. I hate needles.
Hate them.
Anyways, you have like a heart in a jar. You'll have
Did you
there's
use
like
to
a
shoot
mannequin dressed up with a creepy clown mask on his face.
So probably like normal, common, like fears that.
Yeah. Now I wonder if it's also doing something to the effect of how the one Silent Hill game that came out for the Wii a while ago, which depending on how you chose things, it was also psychoanalyzing you.
It does.
Okay.
And I can kind of speak on this because, like I said, I
Because you
was,
watch somebody play it.
well, yeah. My
Never
buddy
mind, I have a
tried to
degree in
pick something.
psychology.
It gave him an option he had already chosen before, where it was like, "Hey, are you scared of this or this?" And he purposely picked the opposite one. And the guy like puts his hand on top of the paper. He goes, "We both know you're incorrect on that." And he's just like, "Why don't you tell me the real answer?" Like, it actually gets that in depth that it's
The
psychoanalyzing
game
what you're
is
saying.
really good. I mean,
And
it's
how much
not,
does this game cost?
It's
$60.
60?
Yeah, it's a normal price.
Yeah,
for
Yep,
but,
that's
but
where
if
I'm
there's-
at.
Yeah, but if there is
It
like,
will
the
go down.
replay factor. And
There is
stuff
like
that.
we were saying, there are at least 30 different endings, and the story is good.
And if you make a mistake and you get a character killed, they're gone. So that's the
Okay,
thing.
now
So like,
there's-
if you fuck up on something and you kill off a character, that person's
Yeah, and you're
gone,
playing
no
through
longer in the
multiple
story, and the
characters, which
story
is nice.
progresses from
Yes.
that point.
So these 30 separate endings, or these the 30 or X amount that we're going for. Let's just say if you do, you're going through, you do, ending number 1.
Yeah.
You go to do ending number 2. You get all the way. How do we know, like, since it's based on decisions, do any of the decisions overlap? Will any of the decisions overlap that you will get the same ending? Or will you continuously get a different ending if you continuously...
I would imagine at some point they would probably overlap.
Okay.
Just,
There's
just
probably
to curb
some
the amount
ones.
of
There
endings.
are
Yeah.
some different stuff
Yeah.
that will.
Okay, because I'm just, the replay factor, how many times, I'm looking at it as a Spencer gets bored factor.
Yeah.
How many times am I going to have to figure out how to get a different ending every time?
Well, and that's the
I don't
thing.
think anyone would actually sit there and figure
Different
maybe
endings?
People will permutations and
Of-
combinations. I
Of,
get that.
of
but-
course they will.
Different endings can come from just making mistakes
No,
or
I-
not making mistakes
No, I
in the
completely
game.
understand that. That's
so
why I'm asking. Like,
it's almost if you ever did you ever
I,
play
hear,
like Heavy
I know
Rain?
what you're talking about.
what?
Did you ever play Heavy Rain or any of those games?
No.
There's
That's why I'm
like
asking.
I didn't try to play the game differently in Heavy Rain, and I still got 3 separate endings the 3 times I played through it.
No,
So
there are
I
only
don't
three-
think it's
are there
going to
only three
be.
endings?
No, that one has
okay.
that one. Was it made by the same company?
No.
That
This
one I
is-
think had like 12,
Okay.
but like I got 3 different
Yeah.
endings just
But
because I
this
didn't fuck
has
up on
a
certain
lot
things.
more. This physically has more choices than like a Heavy Rain game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which had a lot of choices, but not. I don't really say that many.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, Spencer, though, which is
Yeah.
like at some point I'll be like, this ending better be different. You know what I mean? Like
you're gonna get
right.
to the point where you're going.
And it's not gonna be like
I just
slightly
replayed
different.
this just to like
Get
I've
the
killed
same
off
ending.
every other person except for one.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? Or I've kept everybody alive. What's gonna happen?
Right.
Like,
But
if
I
I
think
kill.
I think if you're playing it at that point, like you're playing it just based solely like on
Well, I'd want to. I
probability
personally
here.
would want to see all the endings.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
which
Well,
one?
I would
Then you just go to
too.
YouTube like Phil and watch people play it.
Well, then why spend $60?
Phil, please
I don't know.
explain.
Because
Well,
there's multiple endings.
Phil's got a
then.
point there.
There's multiple endings.
See, Phil doesn't buy games
Now-
anymore. He watches people play
No,
them.
that's not true.
Really? Because that's what
It
you always
depends
tell
on the
us.
game.
You
No,
always tell us
I
that.
watch people
I watch
play.
people play.
You're right.
I subscribe to their channel.
You're right. And there are certain
I don't
games...
buy any more damn games.
No, I actually
Why
never
does
say
he-
that.
What is this voice?
I don't
Love
know.
Lee's Phil
Wait, hold on,
voice.
hold on.
Is that a Phil voice?
That's
My
Phil.
name's Phil.
We know Phil's
Well-
about to make an important point because he's
Poor
got the mic
Phil.
towards him. So go ahead. There you go. It's all you.
Hey, guys.
No, don't do that.
Phil.
This
Edit
is my
Phil out.
real voice.
Phil, this is the part where you edit you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
no,
Now.
with video games, there's certain video games that are story based. That thank you. You just hold that there.
There you go.
Yeah, you're doing a lousy job. So there's certain video games that are story based where you can ruin it by watching it on YouTube. And one of those games recently I did that with was Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. No, although I did watch some of that. Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. It's purely story based, and it's purely, hey, you're just following this trail, and that's the story, and that's it. I ruined it for myself because I watched it, and now I don't want to buy it because why would I buy something that has one ending and I've already seen it? But as far as
Hold on.
yeah,
Loophole there.
right.
Hole in your logic. If you know that the game is one, why did you bother fucking watching it?
I didn't know what the
Okay.
game was fully
Oh,
about
okay.
before I started
So
watching
you
it.
watched the end.
So yeah, I watched the entire game. Anyways,
Just to find out what it's about.
sure,
Like,
whatever
how's
he
this-
says.
How's this game?
I can't
All right,
help you,
cool. It's
Phil.
over.
I
I
can't.
don't need to buy it.
No, go ahead. No,
later.
I get
No,
you. Go ahead.
there's certain games. There's certain games that have a playable mechanic system that is actually fun to play, aka
Far Cry.
The Last of Us.
true that, or something like fucking
Batman.
Ark Survival, Batman,
Far Cry.
Minecraft. Different stuff has different things. Borderlands, okay. You have stuff you can do in the game. You're leveling your character. You're building up a character. It's not, hey, this is just a path you're following. Their story. That's it. Enjoy, and then you ruin
Even
it for
with
yourself.
Batman, I get tired of playing it.
But it's
Here,
still fun
here.
from time to time to pick it up and play, right?
Again, yeah, replay. Yeah, like
Exactly.
maybe I'll pop it in.
Yeah, but
It-
games
it's
that
not
don't
a-
have
it's-
replayability suffer from you watching it on YouTube.
Of course it does.
Yes.
Then you
Oh,
should not watch
yeah.
it on YouTube, Phil.
But no, there's some games that don't matter. Like Minecraft, like fucking Minecraft is different every time you load in. So why would it be
you
a
want to watch Minecraft?
Actually, that's the number 2 watched video or video
Yeah, I
game
believe
on
that.
YouTube,
Most
period.
kids, to be honest, Marco, you know,
They don't have
it's just-
creativity.
They don't have creativity, so they have to see what other people are building.
Yeah.
It's what.
And it's also the interaction. Because Minecraft's more in depth than a lot of people think it is.
But anyway,
Yes.
we're getting
yeah.
off topic.
Yeah.
Like 900
No, we're
times.
talking.
No, we're
about
actually video games.
We are, but
But
Why
anyways,
this game?
Until Dawn though looks amazing.
I would say
100%.
by Until Dawn. If you enjoy story-driven, if you
enjoy horror,
enjoy horror, yeah. Story-driven horror, different choices, different endings, replayability, and actually pretty solid acting.
Yeah.
I would say pick it up. It is well worth the $60. And I don't know if you listened to last week's podcast, Jen.
I didn't. Because I wasn't here. So
You
why
should
did
buy
I need to
King's
listen to
Quest.
it?
yes.
No, but you did. You
I did
write
say
that.
yes, I did. It is amazing.
You
It
read
is
that. I didn't ignore
beautiful.
it. I read it, but I didn't respond.
Yeah, I know. Jerk. Anyway, just really quick to touch on it again since you weren't here, you didn't listen. If you like The Princess Bride and all that stuff,
I'm going out and buying it.
yeah, there is the guy who actually did the Sicilian
Inconceivable.
Mm-hmm.
is a character in the game,
Okay.
and you
He
physically
sounds
ha-
exactly like
yeah,
him.
and
Yeah.
you physically have to go against him in a battle of wits. at the very end of the first
Well,
chapter.
somebody's buying the game now over here.
Oh no,
No?
no, I haven't bought a video game in like 3 years.
Okay. Well, maybe
No,
this might be
but
the
it
first
is,
one.
and again, it is
It won't
another
be.
story-driven game. It is released episodically. It is only $40 for all 5
better.
episodes.
Is it made by Telltale Games?
It is not. It is actually made by Sierra.
Yeah, the people that made the original.
It is really good. It goes off of things like Princess Bride, Dragon's Lair.
Ooh. We like Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, I talked about this last week. Were you not paying attention?
Yeah, I don't think you ever said Dragon's
Yes,
Lair.
I did.
I don't think you did.
Anyway, plays off Dragon's Lair. Very, very nice.
Yeah, he definitely did not.
Yeah, I did.
Shut
I'm
up.
gonna. I
Because there's a dragon. I said the dragon looks like
He wouldn't
pretty
want-
much like the dragon. Like
And Lee was
Dragon's
probably like, "Oh, dragons, I like. We like."
Me like you like
Lair.
some dragons.
But yes, that is also another game. Very,
Oh,
very
gosh.
good. In a different way, but
I'm sitting next
Very
to a
good.
learning disability.
Thank you.
Wait, you're calling physically Phil as a learning
Physically
disability?
Phil?
Yeah, physically
he's the
Phil.
embodied,
Grammatically.
grammatically, he's a learning disability.
You're the embodiment of TBI, and I guess he's the embodiment of. a learning
You
disability.
actually might be,
Do you even know what TBI means?
dude. Do you
Dude.
know what I do for a living? Of course, I know what a traumatic
many-
brain injury is.
Yeah, how many times did I have to explain it to you, motherfucker?
Like if there's anybody at this table who would know what a TBI is, yeah. Yeah, I only
Thank
work in
you,
the
good sir.
psychology field and counseling. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
He did know. Ken passed him a note.
yeah. That's what happens.
Under the
Exactly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Do they have retard strength?
Who?
They can.
The people with TBI.
Typically, no.
Okay. Told you.
So they
Can't
have
be
less.
one.
No, because the other day I said you had super retard strength.
Big difference.
Well, yeah. That's,
Oh yeah.
That's like
That's a super.
like the Super Saiyans of the.
Oh, no, I'm a
mentally
Saiyan
challenged.
guy.
Can we
I'm not a
segue?
Super
Can we
Saiyan.
segue from there? What do we talk about next?
We
I
don't
think
fucking go
it's
into
movies. I can segue
Yeah, let's
right
just
into
go into
movies.
Do
movies.
it.
I don't.
So I want no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just recently watched the Dragon Ball Z Resurrection of F.
Nice. Well done.
Has anybody else seen it?
Nope.
Shut up.
I've I've caught bits and pieces
Shut
on
the fuck up.
YouTube.
You haven't seen
YouTube.
shit on YouTube.
Did you watch somebody else watch it?
Yes. Yes. I watched a man watch it.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, it was very enjoyable. It is very humorous. They're bringing the Dragon Ball. Yeah, put your finger down, Phil. It was very enjoyable. They bring Dragon Ball humor with the Dragon Ball Z, power levels. The
There
only
are more power levels.
Yeah, there
the
are.
Only, yes, actually there is. Frieza actually talks about his power level. Yeah, in the
Well, he's
movie.
antiquated.
Well, actually, the scales of Dragon Ball Z are actually they need to figure out Akira Toriyama, whatever his name is. He needs to figure out a way to level off the scales again, because it's getting to the point where it is fully enjoyable. I fully enjoy it, but if I'm going to look deeper into it, you know what? You have Piccolo and all the Earthlings. Like, this is their power level. Like, they can't go any higher than this. Like right here. And then you have Gohan, Trunks, and Goten, who are actually not in the movie at all. Gohan's the only one in it.
No
out of those
Vegeta?
three. Out of those three. Then there's this power level. And then you ascend that through the roof, up higher, and then there's Goku, there's Vegeta, there's Frieza after a couple months.
What about Cell?
No.
He would have said so.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Time out here. I'm
'Cause
just
Cell was
watching this
actually more
interaction
powerful than
between the two
Vegeta.
of you,
Yeah.
And
No, he was
you're
more
a better
powerful than
girlfriend
Vegeta.
for him than I am because, like, you have this ability just to kind of just like shut him down. I'm so sorry we have to break up and you have to date Spencer on the side.
It's okay. Anyway,
Sorry,
regardless,
Val.
there's no way to keep him level because, Piccolo was one of the strongest beings at one point in the universe. At one point, he was one of the strongest.
Mhm.
Yeah, like when it
But
first
still-
started.
But
Yeah.
still, and he kept on getting stronger.
Yeah,
And then
because he kept wearing weights.
regardless,
And then so did Vegeta, and then he went into the chamber and started wearing
that's
weights
my
there,
point.
training there.
That's my point. The only people that can be powerful are
But they were real
gods,
Saiyans.
Are gods, Saiyans, and Frieza. They are the only three beings that can be powerful anymore. No one else can reach their level.
Why not Majin Buu? Why not Cell?
Well, Cell hit his cap at final form,
Yes, Cell hit his cap.
and once you hit
I remember
once
that.
you hit final form, well, it's perfect Cell.
It's perfect
You have it
Cell.
on the wall.
Yeah,
Once you hit perfect cell, you can't go any higher because you're already at your max potential.
And remember he's an android.
And
he since he's an organic android, he feasibly could have trained, but with his ego of being perfect, there's why train if you're already perfect?
Well, because now he knows that he can be beaten.
He's dead.
Yeah, he doesn't really have.
Which
a
also that was
Frieza.
another
But that's
continuity. I go continuity with Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z continuity. You know, Frieza got his full body back, but when they show him now in hell, which is heaven technically for bad guys, you know what? Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, bad guys love it there.
There's teddy bears and fairies dancing around Frieza. It's actually very funny.
That sounds adorable.
Yeah, it is adorable,
Yeah.
and Frieza actually complains how adorable it is.
So it's like a family film.
Yes.
So
No, actually, in the actual TV show, Frieza is in his full form in his body in hell, while in this he's back in Mecha Frieza in a cocoon on a tree, surrounded by teddy bears playing music. So it's kind of
It sounds like a trip I had one time.
Well, it's probably a lot of trips. Anyway, it was a very good movie. It is definitely worth the watch. It is definitely worth getting on Blu-ray, DVD, all that extra stuff because, well, it's extras and those are always fun to get.
Did you
Yeah,
see it
it's-
in English or
English and American?
And
or
actually,
Japanese?
the
No.
Relax.
You demanded American last time while I was here. You're like, no, he's like,
American-
I'll get a bootleg for you. You're like, no, I wanted an American.
Well, that's
He made
because
it
they
very
have it.
sure.
They have it
but
in
Phil
two
almost
versions.
Just said I wanted it in
English and
Or
American.
American.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
So wait, you do
Yeah,
want
but
you
then I
want,
corrected
you want
myself.
proper English and then you
Old
want
English.
Phil language.
Hey, old English. I shit Beowulf.
Ye
Yeah,
old-
that's what I want.
Ye old Super Saiyan. Well, anyway, actually,
I
the
would
voices,
pay to see that.
the voices in Resurrection of F are actually a lot better than they were in Justice League Battle of the Gods. Battle of the Gods, Goku's voice was a little higher and Vegeta's was very low and Bulma's was very low. In Resurrection of F, Bulma's voice sounds on point, Vegeta's voice sounds on point, and Goku actually sounds like normal Goku. All their voices are on point for this one. So whatever happened in Battle of the Gods, whether they were trying to make it sound a lot better and or they were using real voices and they didn't edit anything, there was not as much visual and audio to Resurrection of F. So it kind of went back to old style Dragon Ball Z where it's a lot of you don't actually see them fighting, but the
Right.
fight scenes that you do see are very good.
Cool.
Okay, done. Sorry, I segued and
No,
really
piqued my interest.
No,
That was
It's
good.
good.
That was a hell of a lot better than what was going on before you did that.
I do want to keep us on track here. I haven't seen any movies.
I did.
How's that keeping us on track?
Marco saw a horror movie.
No, I did not actually.
What?
You are incorrect, ma'am. That is the only movie I did
You
not
were on
see
the
that I
wrong
wanted
side
to
of that
see.
argument.
I was for once. Jesus Christ.
No.
What did you see though?
I saw American Ultra.
Okay.
Yeah, how was that?
Not very good.
Damn it, really?
Really?
I'm bummed
all
out.
the good stuff is in the trailer. It really is. There is nothing that is not in the trailer. Like everything else that happens in the movie. The movie makes it look so fucking cool,
Yeah.
and it's not.
Okay, I was gonna say, can I have an unmarcoed opinion?
Okay. An
will not
unmarked
Don't break
opinion.
it down like a motherfucker.
No.
Tell us
When
what
I
was good.
say an unmarcoed opinion, I mean like take yourself out of the situation.
And put me in.
Regular old moviegoer, was it enjoyable?
Yeah, don't be a critic.
To me,
No, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm saying
No,
like,
did-
I want to know as a
yeah.
regular moviegoer.
to me, besides the parts that were in the trailer,
Yes.
it was slow paced and relatively boring.
Thank you.
And yeah, that's the consensus.
I get what you're saying because it's like when I talk about a foreign movie, fucking hate it.
Well, that is the
That's
consensus
true. I
that I'm
actually
looking
like
at.
some foreign movies.
You ever seen I Serve the King of England?
Nope.
It's an amazing movie. It is subtitled. Do you mind read? Oh, you're not Phil. You'll be fine.
No, he doesn't like to
he,
read.
No, he
I don't
doesn't
like
like to
reading
read. He
movies.
needs
Yeah,
subtitles.
And don't watch it. You might
What
like
did
it.
I recently
it's really
watch? Let's see here. There was a movie.
Well, let's see. I have one other movie besides that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
watched a Japanese movie.
Nice.
Okay.
Good. Tentacle.
I also saw
Damn.
Hitman Agent 47.
Okay.
That I enjoy a lot.
Okay.
See, I've been hearing mixed on that.
I didn't hear anything about it, so.
Oop, shit.
I thought it was very cool. What do you want to know, Spence?
Is it better than the first one?
Yes, it is
versus-
much better than the
okay.
first one.
Versus
Um,
Timothy, who was a better hitman, this guy or Timothy Olyphant?
The new guy.
New guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Who was the new guy?
It is 1%
I
better
don't
than
know
Fantastic
who it is.
Four.
Like, was he in anything else?
I
Or
believe so. I just don't know what. But it also does
Research
have.
time.
Shit, I can't remember his name.
Sorry, I don't.
He was on here. He was Siler on Heroes. He was Spock in.
Zachary Quinto.
There you go. He was, in my opinion, the main villain of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had his body was modified with like a synthetic armor. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Sounds cool.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah,
that's weird.
not really. It was kind of cool.
That's
Um,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean weird. I mean like different, not something I would have expected.
okay.
You mean like
yeah,
weird?
I didn't mean yeah. No, fuck you. Go fuck
Dramatically.
Vincent Van Gogh,
but
fuck
the action
yourself.
scenes were really cool. The female that he ends up trying to he ends up working with, you find out that which you kind of learn from the trailer, that she is also an agent,
Okay.
and I believe it leads into that they're brother and sister. It's like mentioned really quick about her being very much like her brother, because they're basically, the whole story is they are trying.
Her?
Yes, her.
Ironically, she was also in the remake of Old Boy, which I guess this incestual thing might play a part.
No.
I know, there was a different type of incest in that. But, continue.
Interesting.
But anyways, the whole story is they stop the agent program, and there is a company called the Syndicate that wants to restart it. But the main
Cool.
doctor who created the whole Hitman program, or the whole agent program, has gone into hiding. And they found out he has a daughter, so they are trying to find her to lead to her father. To where you get Zachary Quinto coming in from the agency, but acting like one of the good guys, until she ends up meeting up with Agent 47, and he kind of trains her in a way, because he basically tells her, look, you're actually better than me. Your father genetically altered you to be prepared for any situation, and
So it's like an X-23.
pretty much.
That's what I was. Yeah. But the
To
other thing is too. Like, so wait, they tailed the daughter to find the.
find the father.
Did they? Was she actively looking for him?
Yes, she was.
Okay, never mind. That makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
But there's just cool scenes. One of the scenes in the very beginning is, Agent 47 is going after them because they're trying to find the daughter, and he just takes everybody out like quick order. It's just like boom, boom, boom. But then when he captures her, to kind of get her kick-started to figure out what she is, he ties her up, and there's a jet engine behind her. And he turns the jet engine on, and he's like, all right, get yourself out. So then she does like all this funky like twisting and whatnot to get out of this. And it was just cool. It was really good.
I gotta say, and it is a movie I'm interested in seeing. And I know you hate talking about critics and all that.
Yeah, the critics didn't like it.
Oh, and no one. I mean, not no one. Obviously, not no one. But that movie's not landing solid.
Now, what critic percentage
Well,
are you looking at
9%
on?
For Hitman?
For Hitman on
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay. Now you can't. I've learned we
Yeah.
cannot go by Rotten Tomatoes. I personally cannot go by Rotten Tomatoes because there are a bunch of movies that I super enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
That have gotten
Right.
less than 10%.
I go mainly by the audience reviews more than I go by critic reviews.
The main,
That's coming
You know
in at
what I go by?
53%.
I go by me going to see the damn
Yeah.
movie.
the main,
But this goes back to what we talked about, what I talked to you about last time, which is, and I get you. I mean, I understand that. I'm on a limited budget.
Yeah.
The critics weigh in on me because if I'm going to drop $20 to $40 because I take my girlfriend with me,
But you're going off of someone's opinion. This is what kills me about people that, and no offense to you,
no, it's okay.
people that go off of critics. Critics are just fucking assholes that watch the movie and give their opinion.
like
That's
you.
all they are. Exactly.
Well,
I'm
and
an
also-
asshole who is giving
but here's
my
the thing.
opinion of the movie.
Hence the perfect reason why I said an unmarked opinion.
Right.
That's I was looking for the opinion
Right.
of no one.
To be fair, also, your opinion actually has a little bit more meaning when it comes to a movie like this because 50-year-old men probably not going to like a video game adaptation movie. Period. They're not. It's not for them. It's for, we've had, how many times have we had this conversation? That, like, Ebert, I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if a 6-year-old liked Agent 47.
But you know what? As far as like critical opinions go, I don't really like take any of that into consideration because my dad loves the movie Friday.
One of the
for
things,
example.
and me and my friend
Well,
actually
I
talked
don't
about
blame
this.
him.
What
I don't
kills
blame
me,
him either, but I'm just like,
and
you are
I'm gonna
not
go back to a
this
movie that a lot of
target
people
audience.
hated, and I thought was okay. The new Fantastic Four reboot. People hated that movie and
Before
said
they
it
saw it.
sucked.
Yeah.
And my friend physically said, "Did you see the movie?" Well, no. Everybody says it sucks. Well,
Well, then you can't say it sucks.
exactly.
No,
But I can say I don't want to see it.
You can
Exactly,
want
yeah.
to see it, but when you're giving,
I still don't want to see it.
that's fine. But it's an opinion, and like the people weren't even getting the fact that they were following someone's opinion of the movie. Like,
Sometimes where there's smoke, there is fire.
or there is none.
But
though.
sometimes people want to read critical reviews of things. But there's two types of people in the world. There are people that are just like, oh well, the critics panned it, so I'm going to pan it. However, there are other people that want to read critical reviews, but they kind of actually want to like dissect said critical review. It's like, what? Why did you think this was shitty?
Right.
It's like,
When a
spit on
critic
myself.
says-
and I want to know that.
Yeah, when a critic says the scenes are too mashed up together, the music does not fit the actual movie itself. That stuff, I personally do not care about.
Right.
I'm going to see a movie. I'm not going to listen to the score. I'm not going to listen to the director's take on it. I'm not going to watch how the cameraman panned around this certain scene a certain way. I'm going to watch a movie. I don't care about the inner workings of the artistic views, the artistic sounds.
But if you were watching a movie like, a couple years ago, like The Artist, silent movie, those would be things you would care about.
Anything that can be considered for an Oscar, anything that can be considered for whatever the really other prestigious awards are.
I'm
Those
with you,
are the
though.
movies that critics should watch. That
Or, like,
critics should
Hitman,
criticize.
you're right. Hitman, believe it or not
and
going
here's
for the
the thing.
score for
Okay.
Hitman.
Okay, the only thing,
Right.
and once again, I didn't see Hitman, so I'm going off of what I've heard.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people that went in to see Hitman, who were trying to see what it was like compared
Are
to the
these people
game.
you know, Phil?
Yeah, sure.
Those people you
Well,
watch.
it would be somewhat like if I were to
What do
go.
you mean, yeah, sure.
If-
Do
if
you
I
know
were to-
these people or not? It is a yes or no question.
I
Subscribe to
said
their
yes
YouTube
already,
channel.
Marco.
You said yeah, sure, which means
Which is
I don't
yeah.
really
Yeah,
know
sure,
them, but
yes,
kinda.
sir.
Yes, yeah, sure. But anyways, what I'm saying is, all right, the same people
If
that go
you
to
were saying
Fantastic
anything.
Four, if you're going to see a comic book movie, if I'm a video game fan who's played Hitman, the main thing people have problem with, and it's what they've had problems with in the last movies, he shows too much emotion. Where if you play the video game, he's supposed to be void of emotion to the point where he's almost a sociopath, because that's how he's been mechanically, like, fucked up.
Technically, no.
No, technically, yeah.
Not to continue this discussion,
But
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 you also have to take out the fanboy aspect of it.
Right.
I know, but that's the main people that are going to be driving your thing. For example, Fantastic Four, it's going to be comic book fans. So
No,
if
not
you shit on your...
necessarily.
Nope.
You
We've
can-
had this discussion.
That's the
Phil.
meat and potatoes you're making a comic book movie for.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I tend
No,
to
it's
disagree.
not.
They're the ones
Actually-
building all the hype up for you. Like for example, the Avengers came out. It wasn't like some little kid was like, "Oh boy, I can't wait to go see the Avengers." What's
Yes,
that
they
about?
were.
There's one big
It's like
difference with
some
that.
dad's like, "Oh
Are you
man,
on
this
fucking drugs? Like,
yeah, he already said he shot.
How many times were you dropped on your fucking head as a baby?
Probably a lot.
Same-
No.
Ballpark figure.
Hold on.
Yeah, that whole
I just find it ironic that you don't think fucking like comic book people are the main people who are like, fuck yeah, let's go see this movie. It's not like, oh, just like some random
But
lady
they
who doesn't
don't
have
market
nothing
it
to
to
do
those
with fucking
people
comic
because
books.
of the small masses. They market
Yeah.
to the millions.
And that's why
which is not
movies
bad.
sometimes get shredded, is what I'm saying.
You can't go off of the Avengers as any kind of an example.
Thank
For
you.
the simple fact, it's
Okay, well,
Disney.
then any
Once-
whatchamacallit movie
one-
then.
You can't go off Avengers. You can't go off of anything Marvel
Okay.
and or Star Wars anymore because it's Disney. There's been 2 movies in the past decade that have not done well, and it's all because of marketing that it went wrong. Think about a Disney movie.
99% of it all goes
Yeah.
right,
The other one
though.
is Tomorrowland. Both of them had horrible marketing. Think of another Disney movie that has not been good in the past 10 years.
Well, no, I actually thought the one was good.
Well, of course you did.
No,
But
yeah.
I'm talking about
Anybody who's actually seen
I'm talking
it.
about critics.
box office.
Yeah.
Box office take.
Those two movies are the only two movies in the past decade
hell's
that
that?
have not meet any kind of standards. Because John Carpenter came out in 2000,
Lone Ranger.
didn't it?
Yeah, Lone
No,
Ranger.
Lone
did
Ranger
real
was
bad.
up full.
There's-
Was up.
Yeah,
This
that
is a
was
Disney
a,
movie.
That was a that.
But to be fair,
That's-
though, most of those
perfect.
movies, it
Like-
was mostly the budget that fucked them up.
Here's the thing, and this is what we, and then this is, it is not the comic book fans of the main audience. Because guess what? Here's the big thing.
Main
I-
target
when-
audience.
are-
And then target, because guess what?
That's
You're gonna
what
go
I meant.
see it anyway.
I don't mean
That's
they're.
Yeah.
Not true.
I don't mean they're the majority.
Fantastic
I'm
Four is
saying,
a prime example of that.
Okay.
I'm
But-
saying
okay, hold
if
on.
you make a movie based on something,
Yes.
There was
based
tons of negative
around
press
something,
around
Yes.
and then the people who love that thing it's based around
Yes.
do not get what they want,
Yeah.
the movie will get bad reviews usually.
No.
No? Alright.
If they could have torn the crap out of Avengers, like, and then you and I could be sitting here, our opinion wouldn't matter because that movie still would have made $1 billion. Even
And
without comic book
let's-
fans, that movie still would have been a
Let's put
huge
it into
hit.
perspective here as well. Avengers: Age of Ultron, they were kind of tearing that movie up.
Yep.
And how much money did it make, Phil?
Right.
Who was carrying it up?
Lots of people.
Lots of people.
Yeah.
Well,
It
everyone
was-
here was like, "Oh, it was good. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was alright. It wasn't
Well,
like, oh, the movie was
we're
shit."
not
That's
professional
everyone here.
critics.
I honestly, I didn't talk to one person I know who was just like, "Yeah, the movie was bad." Like,
We're talking about critics, and we're talking about before the film was actually released.
I'm talking about the majority consensus. I'm not talking about like two assholes that were in an alley fucking chuckling over something.
No.
I'm talking about the majority of people. I had nobody I knew, and I know a lot of people that want to go see that fucking movie. Not me, not being one of those, but a lot of people that I
All right,
know
here's
didn't
one
have
for
a
you. I
problem with
just
it.
happened to Google it real quick.
All right.
Go ahead.
for you. How about Forbes? Do they count?
Yeah, why would Forbes not count?
Well, Phil
No,
probably
I'm
say no, they don't.
once again, there are going to be critics out there who are assholes. I'm talking about the majority.
Okay. All
I'm,
right.
I'm one
Rotten
one
Tomatoes.
Thing, sure, fine. Let's go to Rotten Tomatoes.
They weren't too happy with it either.
Okay, that's great.
And again, this comes back to
Tomatoes is
comic
more
books.
user-based,
Comic book movies get their concept from the book,
How about
and then
the
guess
Peggy
what?
Sue?
They're not made for comic book fans.
What? Were the Mary
Oh,
Sue?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
too.
right.
No,
Are you? Don't
no,
even,
no.
That's
please
like
don't.
fucking. That's like going to a fucking retard
The
to
fact
ask
of the
fucking
matter is,
about.
comic book movies,
college.
Not
video
for us.
game movies, they're made for the masses.
Right.
They're not
We're
made
gonna go see
just
'em.
for you, Phil, or for
That's
Lee.
not what I'm saying. I'm
Like-
saying that's why people bitch.
Calm down.
That's why people bitch.
Maybe.
No, they're
it.
not made for you, Shop.
Well, a good example of that is Guardians of the Galaxy, because I'm sure we all knew people here that for years have been like, when are they going to make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
I knew
One person, and you
One
run a
person.
fucking comic book shop, and you knew one person.
One person.
So right there,
And
that's
then
not
you know what they
movie was
said?
made for us because nobody gave a shit about that.
Well, here's what they said.
And
They said
second
it's
movie,
not their
Ant-Man.
movie.
Hitman.
Well,
Right.
a lot of people knew Ant-Man.
Yeah,
New.
but who wanted a movie?
Oh.
Once Iron Man came out, people were like, okay, that's great, but seriously, Ant-Man. Like, no, that didn't fucking happen. So these movies get their concept from the comic books, and then they're made for, like you said, everyone else.
Exactly.
see, but I
which
think-
which leads to Frank Pym.
Yes.
You're never going to hear
Whereas-
the end of that.
Oh, I don't,
You know,
yeah, fine.
in Avengers: Age of
Yeah.
Ultron, you had
You gotta
Tony
mic a little bit.
Stark create
Yeah.
Ultron because, well, Frank Pym didn't exist in the movies yet.
Damn right he didn't. Fucking assholes. God damn it, Frankie.
Frank Pym that I played in a Rush cover band with. That's why I call him Frankie. We're real like.
All right, so my main point was, yes, they're made for the majority audience.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
saying why the majority,
Yeah.
meaning the everyman. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
all right.
Is it the majority? Please
Comic
tell me
book movies
more.
are made for comic book people. Okay, yeah, all
No,
right.
they're
If that's
not. They're
that's
made
fine, and that's fine.
Okay,
I'm
Phil.
agreeing with you on that part, which is something you're not getting.
Phil, can we just
What
talk about,
I'm
like,
saying
market
is
dynamics as a
that's
whole?
why they get chewed up and spit out by the critics, though, is when they make them for the majority of everyone and not the comic book people. That's why people have fucking problems with them usually.
No, that's why people that hang out at
That's why
comic book
people
shops have
bitch.
problems
I
with
kind
them.
of don't even know.
Fan
Yeah,
boys.
called critics.
That's
No,
No,
I
no.
understand what he's saying.
The people who whine are the people who are pissed off that it didn't turn out the way they wanted it to turn out.
And if they
But
don't
that's
code
not-
pay and see it, it's still gonna make a
No,
truckload.
that is not Phil.
That's
last,
true.
Last point
That's
on
not
this
true.
before
Fantastic
Fantastic
Four.
Four.
Last point on this before I
There's
move to movie
outliers.
news.
Before I
is
start
that
shooting meth.
Movie is made for general audiences, not just the
Right.
comic book aficionado. I get that. People that work at the large syndicated newspapers, they are either going to love it or they're going to hate it. People that are in the independent review business, those are the ones where they're just like, oh yeah, Frank Pym there. He's
Fucking
our
Frank.
comic book guy.
Yeah, he
Have
is.
him review the movie. And he was like,
Yeah, he
this is
is.
why I fucking hated this movie. You know, all the way A to Z. So when you have those types of critics, yeah, you're gonna get shit like that. But overall, just like the larger critics, they are either going to love something or they're gonna hate something. And that's just the way that it is. And no, there is no Frank Pym.
And I'm
God
sorry I
damn
like
it.
make this an issue on every podcast
is
that
an
I'm
issue.
on.
No.
Movie news?
It
Movie
all,
news?
yeah.
Um,
Well, we should probably kill that conversation.
Yeah.
Frank Pym?
Well, I actually did see a movie.
Oh!
I just don't remember what it was.
Well, then movie news it is.
I know it's a Japanese movie,
You didn't see it anyway.
Okay, movie news.
and it was in Japanese.
Huh?
Wait, you read something?
Yeah.
No, you
Get the fuck
didn't.
out of
No, I
here.
did.
don't believe you.
And so
I think I know what it was called.
what?
What's on your paper?
So there was this guy
Oh.
who tries to save this little girl.
Oh.
From the Bad Touch, but he was part of the Bad Touch. I don't want to know what movies you were watching, Lee.
It had Jared in it?
Fresh.
Oh, good lord.
Is that too new? No.
Footlong Samurai.
They're really gonna have to change that phrase "eat fresh." I don't think
Let's
that's
be
gonna
fair, he's
fly
more of a
anymore.
6 inch, really.
Do you know this from personal experience?
I had a bad trip.
Wait,
Movie news.
Yeah,
Movies.
movie
please,
Yeah, movie
please.
news.
I'm about to go down. I almost bit that. I'm like, I'm about to go down a wormhole that's gonna take 45 minutes.
Don't
to
don't
do
bite
that.
down.
I really only have like one thing that I thought that was actually really,
All
really
right.
interesting. The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies, the extended edition, has gotten an R rating. The Motion Picture Association of America's Classification and Rating Administration vaguely used the terminology "some violence" as the reason behind the rating. And there's really, honestly, no detail as far as like what this like extra like 20+ minutes would equal to give it an R rating.
There must have been a sex scene between a dwarf
That
and
was
an elf.
that was my first
You
thing.
can-
Like
you
somebody
can go and- you
fucked
can go-
somebody.
honestly, you can go and speculate about that, but specifically, the
There was
language
violence.
was worded as some violence.
Well,
and
maybe it
that's-
was a sexual violence between the elf and the dwarf.
That might be what you want it to be, but that's not what it is.
Oh, it
so,
is
but you'll
what I
have
want it
to
to
you'll
be.
have to determine that for yourself on October 20th for the digital HD or possibly for Blu-ray and /DVD on November 17th. Whether it's dwarf sex, lots of
Dwarf
blood.
and elf, it's interracial.
Oh,
So progressive.
well, that would actually be interspecies, wouldn't it?
Oh, so now they're different.
I mean, if you want to get
They're-
grammatically correct about it.
Unlike Phil, you know. But so that was my movie news that I thought was like really, bizarre and odd.
Yeah.
For anybody that does digital, I believe it was yesterday, meaning Tuesday, that Furious 7 was released on digital. So for the Fast and Furious
Oh, thank God.
people who
Hey,
want to
well, I
watch,
like that fucking movie.
yes, every single
Every one of those I
every
have
single
enjoyed.
every
I
single
haven't
Fast
even
and Furious is
Tokyo
enjoyable.
Drift.
I'll tell you what. Next time I bring Erin
You're hard
in,
up.
she loves those movies too. You guys have a ball talking about it. She drugged me to that movie.
I'm with you.
Remember that time where he stomped the ground? He's like the ground always wins.
Did you
Remember
buy
that
it?
time?
Yeah.
Jen,
You're so
Gems.
gay.
by the way,
Started you.
No, I'm
And
talking
you.
to the two of you.
something else I brought up last week. I don't know if you know or
Well,
read.
she didn't listen.
You
Because
did
she
not
never
listen.
listens to the podcast.
I want
So,
to hear your fucking voice.
Flight of the Conchords is getting a movie.
What?
You didn't know that?
You know who's
oh,
being
if you
directed
listen to the
by?
podcast.
Michael Bay.
No, it's not.
George
it's
Miller.
not.
I think it would be kind of cool if it was Michael Bay.
That might be cool.
See,
for
you
the
should listen to the
George
podcast
Exploding.
or show up.
I'm in
excited
for that.
about
I'm very in
yeah.
on that. Yeah.
Oh, and also post-apocalyptic Zorro.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
how we went. Yeah.
Yeah. That confuses
Wow.
me too.
And that doesn't confuse me. I'm very intrigued by that.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
don't know. I don't-
interested.
what-
Me too.
What?
Maybe there's a
I
car
don't-
chase scene too.
Yeah.
the whole Western aspect, the Western doesn't sell.
Maybe it's a car that looks like a horse.
No, it doesn't sell whatsoever. I was
No,
just
not
gonna
at
go
all.
on a tangent, but-
Do you realize because on the
I gotta
West,
tell you, I
lots
think
of
the
television
last Zorros
productions,
actually did well.
Well,
such
okay.
as the television shows that we
Think
do
about-
watch that we're not talking about right now.
We will get to it.
Think about westerns in the past. What
That's a
decade
good
again?
Lone Ranger.
Bonanza. I know.
I mean, you gotta go back to
Good,
Quigley
bad,
Down
the
Under.
ugly.
What?
Decade. I said last decade.
yeah,
True
I
Grit-
said
Is that the
Bonanza.
one with all the chicks in it?
What are you talking about?
The
There was
good,
a
the
West-
bad, the ugly.
yeah, with
Oh,
Sharon
That's Clint
Stone.
Eastwood.
that's the Quick and the Dead, you douche.
Oh,
That was
That one.
two.
What about that one?
Guess what? That was 3 decades ago, motherfucker.
All right, what about
No Country for Old Men.
That's not
It's not a
country.
western.
Kinda.
Unforgiven?
I
Kinda.
was gonna go with Unforgiven.
Yeah.
And
True
then
Grit.
I'm
There's a
also
new one
gonna
coming
go
out.
with- hold on.
That
How about
was
Desperado?
But Django Unchained.
That wasn't within the last 10 years.
Desperado's not within the last 12 years. Unforgiven was not within the last
What
12
about
years.
Once
That
Upon
was
a Time in
fucking
Mexico?
310 to Yuma?
That is a western.
That's a remake, so I don't. But I don't
Yeah.
consider
That's a
that,
western.
though. And also,
Oh,
that was a
well-
train going
well,
across
there's-
the Midwest.
There's one coming out.
Sorry. So it's not really
Blood
the whole
Phil.
Western.
The what is that called? The 8. Help me out here. It's the new.
Oh, yeah.
The
Hateful
new.
Quentin
Yeah, the
Tarantino.
Hateful Eight.
the
Yeah.
Hateful Eight.
All right. Well, what about Django?
That wasn't a Western.
Southern.
Stick with the Hateful Eight because it's the same guy who made
So
it.
this is Django Unchained.
It's kind of Western. There was horses. There was a carriage.
Good point.
Slavery?
There was also horses and
Was
carriages
that
in the
hot dude,
Prestige,
Christopher
but
Waltz?
wait, how did? I'm sorry. I
we
took
were
us
doing
down this
something
road.
I don't like.
No
I don't
shit,
like
it was, but it had
fucking
horses and
fucking
carriages,
at
though.
all.
Yeah. We're not in the Old West.
But Christopher Waltz on the other.
Well, he did go to America.
I will say, all in all,
Right. The older
western
guy?
movies.
They
for
tend to
old-time-
flop. They
old-time-
tend to
He's
flop.
like
No,
Tony
old-time western
Oh!
movies
Well, he's
are
gonna be in
amazing.
the new Hateful Eight too.
But nowadays, no.
Oh, I guess he and Quentin
I could
Tarantino
never
had
get
a
into the
wonderful
Western
relationship.
genre. Never.
Magnificent Seven, Yul Brenner.
Yeah, I
love
know. I
it.
just
The Man with No
Which
Name
is-
trilogy.
Correct.
Okay, so which is based off of Seven Samurai.
Correct. Which there was a remake of there was
stop.
a Seven Samurai
that.
remake
I don't know
within
what
the
I'm
past
looking
5
Tom
years.
Cruise.
No.
I just
That it's all in Asian. I'm gonna say
you're
Asian
good.
because I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese.
Could be Russian if you say Asian.
It was amazing.
Could be.
It was amazing.
That's the front cover
Magnificent
for
Seven is
Sinestro
actually-
for Halloween.
The guy with the knife. Come on. Anyway,
Alright.
continue TV news.
I guess we're going on to TV shows.
I'm really
News.
sorry.
Sorry.
Do you,
shows,
what, do you want to do
news.
TV news first before we do shows?
Sure.
So you can get rid of your paper.
Is that a threat, Spencer?
Oh,
Um,
me saying
Promise.
see you later would be a threat.
So, in light of what we were speaking about
Sign on
earlier,
happiness.
USA has actually postponed tonight's season finale of Mr. Robot over its unfortunate parallels to the active shooter event
Just one
in
vote.
Virginia. It didn't give any kind of specifics as to like what.
Wait, so the shooter actually takes precedence over the game?
YouTube series.
Sometimes.
Can I have the
You mean
bottle
the
opener?
show?
Yeah, that's what I meant to
Please?
say.
May I? Don't throw it at me. Please don't throw it at me.
Jesus.
No, I don't know what the parallels were to it, but obviously like it did go and it said that there was some kind of like incident and scene of violence or something like that was similar. The exact quote was that out of respect to the victims, their families and their colleagues and our viewers who are postponing tonight's episode, our thoughts go out to all those affected during this difficult time. So
That was very considerate.
I
Very considerate.
mean
for
if you
a national broadcasting company. It's
If-
very considerate.
if you like the show, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to fucking wait. So whatever.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah.
I'm
I
good.
don't know. My mom likes that show, and it is kind of like I've caught a couple episodes and stuff like that. It's like a little bit odd and bizarre and weird, but it's like I think people can like chill out. For people that are fans of The Legend of Korra, I'm very pissed off to hear that the complete Legend of Korra series will finally be released on Blu-ray/DVD sometime in the near future. And there is no word on exact contents, extras, and stuff like that, but it is happening.
They've done a really bad job marketing that show.
And
It's over. So
Yeah, I mean, like
No, 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 no.
season 2 started with like no announcement online. Like it was. they
no,
just-
but that's the problem with it. It's like season 2 or one of the seasons, I think it was season 2, was just pushed directly online, and it's like what the fuck?
And they said nothing about it.
Yeah.
It just showed up.
look, if you have Amazon Prime, the first 2 seasons are available to you in HD for free. The 3rd and the 4th, if you unfortunately binge watch the first 2 seasons, like this lady right here, and you wanted more, I went out and I fucking bought them because like I really wanted to watch them because I was a fan of Avatar, and you desperately want to say something to me.
Yes, there was. I'm not sure if it was rumor or what, but I guess the next Avatar type series that they're coming out with, news, is going to be based on the prince's life by himself alone, the burned face man.
Oh, Zuko.
Yes, that would be the
Really?
next.
I
M
would,
Night Shyamalan.
I would totally enjoy that.
Is that what?
No,
Oh,
no, he
oh.
did the Avatar movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
but
But yeah, and they replaced Redding with an ocean, which was
Mhm.
fantastic. Anyway,
everybody was
Who needs
white.
that? No, but that actually I think would be like pretty
Zuko,
cool.
I think, whether that was
worked.
just hearsay or whatever, it was just going to be
really pumped.
that will be the next Avatar type dealie that they're doing.
And you know what? And actually, the one thing that I do respect before like we like move on with like TV and everything is that with the Legend of Korra, I know that the show's creators actually unfortunately said that it's like, yeah, it was on Nickelodeon, we had to go and tow this down, and it's like, yeah, at the end, Asami and Korra, yes, they are a couple, and they did walk into the spirit world as a couple. But it's like, we couldn't show them kissing, we couldn't show them doing whatever, so you got what you got. And I'm just like, you know what? That's great. And also their interview, too, was laden with language that Phil can't use if he wants to get his tacos, you know, but...
No, he's already lost that.
Oh, okay.
So they start next week.
There were no tacos.
But I
Tacos were on my
just really,
brain.
really applaud the show's creators for, like, being not necessarily, like, progressive, but just more or less just being like, what the fuck? It's like, who cares? So... And if
Let's
you're,
do it within the realms that we were given, or
Well,
within the borders that we were given.
And I kind
per
of also
se.
think of it this way too, where it's like a lot of people are just like, if you're a fan of the show, like maybe people are kind of stuck in that mindset where they're just like, well, if you're an avatar, you have to like, you know, procreate with the opposite sex to do whatever. But it's like, no, it's like as soon as you die, it's like your spirit kind of does whatever. So if you want to like hook up with like chicks or dudes, go for it. You're gonna be reborn. I wish I could live my life like that. Anyway,
You could.
I could if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I'm not an avatar. Where you kind of like
Not with an
elemental
attitude
gender.
like that, you're not.
No, I won't be. But I believe that was it as
I
far
don't
as
know why I'm
anything
not reading that.
big that
I should be.
wanted to say. Yeah,
Didn't they announce like new villains for Flash or something too?
yeah, they probably
Noise
did,
came
and I
up there.
forgot, and I
And
couldn't
Jesse
also,
find
Quick
it in
has been
time.
cast.
Jesse Quick.
yes, and hold on, there's somebody else too. I don't remember. I'm not gonna look it up.
Jesse
There's a
Quick,
guy.
I believe, or Wally West.
Was it
may
Wally
have been-
West?
or may have been cast. Jesse Quick, Wally West.
Also,
There was a villain. A villain was cast. Cyborgs. No. Was it a cyborg villain? I believe was cast. He's like the opposite person of Cyborg. I cannot think of his name. He kind of looks like dude from Ninja Turtles, but with the head up here.
It's not
Krang? Are you talking about Krang?
Yes, I'm talking about Krang. But the
Krang!
head is up here, and it
So
looks like it's in a
simultaneously
bubble. I
with you.
can't think. It was.
I love Krang.
He was cast as a villain.
Okay.
Supergirl, the Be Super trailer debuted. I haven't watched it, but there it is.
Why?
Certainly looks like it's going to be a show. That's all I have to say about that show.
Marco's looking forward to it.
I am. I like
Are you?
Supergirl. Yeah.
I
watched
thought the
And
costume.
Tom
I thought was
Welling
alright.
may be Superman, so that makes me happy.
Who?
I heard that got debunked that they're not bringing him on.
Oh, fuck it.
I had heard. Yeah, I heard that they won't do that
You're
either.
such a baby.
I liked him from
Um,
Smallville.
And I guess last little bit of TV news for those wrestling fans, Stephen Amell wrestled this weekend.
Did he win?
Yes,
Yes.
he did.
Of course
Of
he
course
won.
he
All the
won.
celebrities win. I wish just
Actually, to be
He
honest,
didn't really win though. His partner won the
his
match.
partner won the match, but to be honest, he didn't do bad for
You
somebody.
see,
who's-
I kind of hear differently.
really?
Yeah.
He
Yeah, I
All
don't
the
think so.
wrestling people that, come into the shop, and I got quite a few wrestlers, said that, and there was a term that's used for people who are wrestling that are not able to keep up. Anyway, so something to the effect that he was out of breath, out of wind, and he
Yeah.
wasn't able to keep up with the.
Yeah, I
and
can see
he-
that.
He only besides probably filming Arrow, I believe filming Ninja Turtles 2, he also made time to go and train a bit just so he didn't look like a fucking idiot, right?
But he is still
You
not
mean
a
his-
wrestler.
He's not a
so
wrestler.
Of
And
course he's going to be out of breath.
for doing
cardio.
And he wins.
well, no, technically he did not win.
didn't he
His
he got beat the shit out of most
his
of the
finishing
match.
move was the red arrow. So it was kind of like I said, for what he did well. He did things that some wrestlers that actually wrestling can't do. So
Act?
no, he didn't act. But anyway, on to TV that we've watched.
Where do we start?
I don't know. At the beginning.
I didn't, so...
Are we starting with
Hopeful.
Sunday?
Well, we know you can just move on, right, from me.
I don't know what day.
That's pretty much the only day that
There's anything on right now?
we talk about. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I watched The Brink. I binge-watched that. That's about it.
Did you enjoy that?
I loved it.
Okay, because it is as funny. Like
It is.
Honestly, it's like I catch pieces of that.
Have you ever seen Doctor Strangelove?
One of my all-time
Okay.
favorite
The reason
movies.
that movie is funny, and I think there's a reason the show is funny, is for the same reason. It's ridiculous what's going on,
Oh, absolutely.
but everyone's acting very seriously about it. No, you know, like in Doctor Strangelove, everyone's very serious about what's happening, and that's what makes it ridiculous.
One of my favorite parts of Doctor Strangelove
Mm.
is the whole ice cream dialogue.
Oh my goodness,
with
yeah.
Peter Sellers, where he's like,
Yes.
ice cream mandrake, children's ice cream, and they're just like, yeah, that's really great and all. Yeah,
Right.
And
But
one of the reasons
that's what makes the show so fun, is everyone's very serious, which makes it very ridiculous.
And I really like Tim Robbins too, and it's like, honestly, it's like he's in it and Jack Black's in it. I don't know who else is in it.
I've never been a big fan of Jack Black, and I enjoy him in this show. Yeah, I said it, Spencer.
You said Jack Black. I thought about movie news, but we're past that.
No.
Kung Fu Panda 3.
Okay, I am excited about that.
Happening.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that.
I was actually really excited that on Nickelodeon
And
he voiced,
is he also in the
himself
Goosebumps
and,
movie too?
Oh yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about that, but Kung Fu Panda 3.
I like him.
So anyway, there's my little
TV.
tidbit about The Brink.
So, Sunday,
Because we're talking about the strain.
the strain.
So, Eldridge got some young Wu-Tang. And it's kind of like creeped me out
weird,
because
yeah.
like when I was watching it, I looked over and I saw Lee on the couch, and it just really, really bothered me. I was like, this could be us.
Except for I'm not a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, I know, but you're old, so.
Oh, shots fired.
Bag bag.
But I digress and I kid. Like he was just that was like honestly one of the
Good
most
save.
Good
awkward,
cover.
one of the most awkward things I've seen. Where it's like, she is a very, very like attractive young woman, and he's
In
just
her
like,
mid to late 30s.
Okay.
I don't even think she's in her 30s. She looks like she's
definitely in her 30s.
And he's
she's
like
fucking
what, in
old
his
like I am
80s?
because I'm gonna be 31 in like how many
Whoa,
weeks?
he's
Oh,
definitely
Yeah,
like in
unfuck the
his
coffin,
90s.
Jennifer.
In his
Damn.
90s?
Oh,
You
he's
got,
in
you got
80s.
5 nails in
Yeah,
already.
but he like has that rejuvenation thing from over the years.
I don't think he's gonna. I think health wise he is
He's
kind of
gonna
like come
die.
around, but it's like as far as his age goes, no. Like he's obviously old because like he was with like Abraham like back,
Back when Abraham was young.
he wasn't even looking that like fucking good when he was young either. But we already figured out that like what he does, he fucking shoves worms in his eye. But
No, he doesn't.
Oh, you gotta pass the time.
He liquefies them, then he injects them.
it's still
Into
the
his
same
eye.
thing.
So anyways,
Thing.
the episode.
So anyway,
You
so
had the weird part.
we have the weird part. That was kind of like uncomfortable, but you know what? Eldridge Palmer, he's happy with his lady friend.
I kind of like the story aspect of
the gladiator thing.
yeah,
What exactly is his name? Because like when I was watching it, I didn't really pick it up.
I don't remember.
Okay, so we'll just call him.
The gladiator.
Okay, it will work. I think
Gladiator vampire.
gladiator
But
vampire.
I
dude.
also believe he is not a full vampire.
He's like a daywalker, I think.
He's like they call him a
I-
half-breed, so.
To
So
the
I
plate.
believe his mother was probably human,
Okay.
which kind of makes sense that he can walk in the daylight.
No,
Well,
but,
that-
but
That in the original
here's
formula,
the thing
yeah.
though. Did anyone else notice this? Even back in like his gladiator Coliseum days, when you looked at his, like, as we have called in the past, his vagina neck thing, it looked
Ooh.
scarred over. Like, it wasn't something that,
More
like, actively, like,
Plus, it looks more like runes carved into his throat as opposed to what some of the other. But the Masters does now too, since he's taken that new form.
it mirrors this, like,
It
this
mirrors
gladiator
the
guy?
gladiator guy.
Okay.
If you look,
I didn't really notice that.
Okay.
But you did notice that it's like it's weird looking and it's not really kind of like actively in use as
Yeah.
like everyone else would be. So.
And I don't know how much he can walk in the sun because I believe also when he did the gladiator thing, if you notice, he kind of put mud on himself. And
I thought that was for the purpose of, in case he did get struck by the person he was fighting, that it wouldn't go and infect the whole. Like he himself understood his position where it's like, I'm not fucking everything up.
Do you think the mud would infect people? Like, do you think that him putting mud on himself wouldn't stop that?
Yeah, because when he walked back into after the fight, after he went and he like killed that guy, when he went back in, he pushed the mud down his arm, and then one of the Strigoi actually was like crawling out, so it wasn't able to get like through the mud. That's why I say that. So
Maybe.
I don't know, but
So the worms are like a predator. Can't see through the mud.
yeah, I guess
I know,
maybe in
but
my
not really.
opinion, yeah.
It's the only way I can visualize things. Worms being like, oh, where's the body?
No, it's more that they couldn't
That
escape.
sums up my sex
Because
life.
their body is infested with these.
Sorry, I was listening to that. I
Yeah,
apologize.
God damn it,
That's
Detective
okay.
Macaroni.
They're
It's on the case.
The vampires, Strigoi, whatever they want to call them.
That's
Their
the
entire
comic book
body is
series.
infected with these worms.
Fucking
So it's
shit.
more of the effect of the worm could not escape his body, not that it couldn't see someone else's body.
Well, the other thing too is that we have the many, many complicated relationships of our bisexual computer hacker lady.
I
and
don't
then,
care about that part.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like she's probably maybe gonna die soon. Maybe Noro's gonna die soon. I've been waiting for this to happen for 2 seasons.
Nah, I don't think any of them are gonna. If anyone, the chick that they just found, her girlfriend's gonna die.
Which she had like a really, really fucked up like ankle, and she's been holed up in that apartment the entire time. But she's like fucking like cooking for people and moving around and stuff like that. And I'm just like, how is she doing that? It's like, what are you doing? Exactly. It's fucked up. But so I don't know if Abraham and Fett and everyone else are going to become like super allies with the Daywalker Gladiator dude.
I don't think so because I think they pissed him off.
Yeah, well, I'd be pissed off too, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up, master, and it's like, oh, the whole building just came down. But he never even said it that way, where he's like, what did you do? He just kind of walked away and he was like, I got this. That's pretty much what he did. And Abraham's just like, I'm an old dude, I'm gonna pan, and then go be, all angry at Hogwarts.
Oh no, the gladiator guy did kind of say, "What the hell did you do?" Like he said, I had him.
He's Mr. Filch.
That's why I'm laughing.
He did say, "What did you do?" He was pissed off because they dropped the ceiling down, basically separating him from the master.
Yeah, but you know what? He's been hunting him his whole life, which has been way longer than, Abraham's. So, I think I'd be less pissed off about it.
He seemed pretty pissed. I don't know.
What, with his femur bone sword? I want one of those, by the way.
Do you? So that was The Strain. And the only other show we have to talk about is Fear the Walking Dead.
Which had the highest number of people watching it ever.
That is great and all.
Yeah.
That show was boring as fuck.
I fell asleep 15 minutes to the end.
Now, if you go back and watch the first Walking Dead,
It was a little more exciting, but I agree. Now this episode, I don't think it was bad. It's just it was a setup for the characters. So it was all story driven. Character development.
Yeah.
It is, but there was only really like 3 characters. Well, 4 technically with the sister.
Okay.
Like they're it's just a family. That's pretty much all the characters I remember them introducing in this episode. Unless next episode they're introducing more people. But it was only the druggy son, the stepmom, the dad, and the daughter. That's it. And there was like 2 zombies in the entire hour and a half show.
Now, does this take place at the beginning of the outbreak?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why we're not seeing a lot of zombies right now.
Out of those 4 that you just named, who will be the first to go?
Druggy son.
No, because I think he's the main
Redemption
character
story.
of the show.
I'm gonna say the dad.
Did you
Because
watch
the kids
somebody
left all
watching it
alone
on
then?
YouTube?
Yes, he did.
Huh? No.
No, it was
I did
the-
not
what-
see it.
It was
No,
it
he
was
said,
a
did
Twitch
you watch
feed.
somebody watching it on YouTube?
Oh. No.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm not trying to analyze it. I'm just trying to...
No, I thought it would be a little bit more fast paced. Because I thought they were going a different way than they were from The Walking Dead. From the way they made it sound, it was they were going a different way. And
Well, unfortunately for The Walking Dead, as viewership is getting lower and lower
Yup.
for The Walking Dead,
Is it really?
Yes,
it's the people that are watching it are getting very bored.
because all the
Because-
walking. I'm sorry, I cut
No,
you
no,
off.
no.
Go ahead.
No, please.
I was
for
gonna
it.
make a bad joke. You go ahead.
Please.
I
Go
want
ahead.
that joke.
Oh, it's not really a bad joke. It's
Trying to
just
be
a
able
bad.
to shake my head at you
It's a
this
bad
time.
description of this show. Not really a bad joke. My
Ouch.
description of the show is: group of people walk. They find a settlement that seems nice. Hey, that guy has a barn full of zombies, or they're all cannibals, and then they leave it in flames. That's the show. They find a nice place, they leave it in flames. They find a nice place, they leave it in flames. And the whole time they're doing this, like I remember one episode I watched, they pass a guy on the side of the road, like, well, we can't pick him up, he might be dangerous. That kind of thinking is why I can't watch the show, because that guy might be a fucking surgeon. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. This show never. These are the people that can only survive in an apocalypse, like apocalypse wasteland. Because in regular society, they'd be screwed. You know what I mean? Like, you only see people that are surviving that are like dangerous fighters, but no one's protecting a dentist. Like,
Everything important in your truck?
Why?
Because the meth head that I was staring down, that was like, you know, totally like scoping out your truck.
I'm parked near you.
Really?
You want to go check
Yeah.
it? Let's go take a look.
He's,
at that.
no. He's gone.
No,
he
there's,
walked
there's
onto another.
actually a car next to me that has their windows wide open.
No, he just went right for your truck
Oh,
and then
really?
walked to the Pontiac that was over in the parking lot.
No,
So
we're good. Plus
Okay.
it's all locked up.
all right,
That's
so-
my bad description of the show. It's
Yeah.
just find a place, leave it in flames. Find a place, leave it in flames.
I agree.
Thanks. Unconditional support.
She's never seen this show.
That's fine. I'll
And I
take
will
it.
not.
Go ahead.
So what were you gonna say, Spence?
I have no idea.
Yeah, see, I shouldn't have cut. You should have let me cut you off, man. Don't
I'm
let me
sorry.
do
I
that.
thought my issue was more urgent.
Well, you were talking
it
about the
was.
decline in the viewership.
Oh, viewer, yeah. Out of any comic book related
Yeah,
things
because
that
people are
Val,
getting bored.
Val frequently enjoys, she enjoys Walking Dead of all things. That's my wife, by the way. If anybody didn't know, she enjoys it.
I was there,
completely.
Spencer. I know.
I didn't.
Me
He
neither.
Yeah.
Anyway, she enjoys Walking Dead, and when season 4 was the most recent season, correct?
Beautiful.
Or 5?
Yes.
4 or 5. One of the two.
Five.
Well, she said there was only one episode in the entire thing that was intense enough to keep her wanting to watch it, but and everything else it's the same as season 1, it's the same as season 2, it's the same as season 3, same as season 4. Not the leaving it in flames part, which is that is very true. But how many times can you kill a bunch of zombies, kill main characters, get new main characters, keep
Right.
them on, kill characters from
Yeah,
2
but
seasons
Val
ago?
obviously has not read any of the books.
No, she is not. And unfortunately, people that are reading the books are probably stopping watching the show because the stuff that's in the books, either they cannot do or they're going to do it and they're going to change it enough for the show that people are going to be like, oh, well, this is the way it was. That was better. Yada, yada, yada. Fanboy, back to the movie thing. Boom. Full circle.
So what you're saying is I was right?
No.
Good try, though. You know, I admire the
tried.
attempt.
I tried
yeah,
to slide
no
right
one
in there.
will ever say that
Yeah.
ever, Phil.
I don't know. Personally,
Eh.
Lee asked me if I wanted to watch Fear the Walking Dead, and I'm just like, no, sorry.
I don't expect it's going to be any different than what they've already been doing.
I'm not. I'm not a fan of The Walking Dead. and the only time I seem to catch it is when, like, Grant will go and invite us over for some kind of, like, you know, season-ending something or other, and, like, everyone's, like, all into it, and I'm just like, yep, yeah, all right, yeah.
More happens in Archer than it does in The Walking Dead.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
See, if
me too.
Walking Dead would go the route of
Archer.
actually seeing the beginning of the outbreak,
I thought you were going to say Archer.
Which is what I believe Fear the Walking Dead
that's
is
what
supposed
I'm
to be.
point. If it's supposed to be like that, fantastic. That's actually a new way of doing it. But then, what happens to the point where, do we know how much time Rick was out? Does that ever
believe they
explain?
Well, it had to
Tell
have
you.
been enough time for the entire population to mostly get wiped out, so it had to be a hell of a
But
long
then,
time.
not
It could have
necessarily.
been
Just in
could
that
have been
area.
Very rapid.
Yeah.
It depends on how
Well, if-
rapidly the
Let's say if it's a month, that means this show
Oh,
can
yeah.
only last a month
Right.
for new footage, new ideas to come out. Otherwise, we're just running back into the very first episode of the very first season of Walking Dead.
If it's following continuity.
That's my point.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
It's-
I got you.
It's going. They've given themselves a slotted time period.
Not necessarily, Spence, because
I'm talking in a general. They've given themselves a slotted time period if to have new stuff, but until they hit that point where
Walking Dead starts.
the actual Walking Dead starts.
If
Right.
they keep it six episode seasons, you're talking at least 5 seasons.
They're not gonna.
I was gonna
No, but
say,
it- but-
are they expecting this to not last?
But
that's
you-
that's my.
what
But
I
you-
what I
you
believe
have a
is
point there,
even
though,
if
with,
it
like,
gets to that
lapses
point
in
to where
time
The
with
Walking Dead starts,
too, they can fill that in
it's
with
still
this
a
show,
different
right?
demographic
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a different family,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
different
yeah.
group. So it's not, you know, you have Rick's group here and
Yeah,
then
no.
you have whatever this new group is. So you can physically go and get to the part where The Walking Dead starts, and
Yeah.
then it kind
And
of
then it continues there. I'm just talking
And
about for
honestly-
new ideas, new ways of doing it, new.
One thing they
like,
could do,
seeing masses being attacked rather than small groups.
That's what I'd like to see.
That's the new dynamic. I'd love to see that. See like 2 or 3 zombies
see,
in
that-
a mall.
And that's the crazy thing. You don't see, well, at least in the first hour and a half
Yeah.
episode,
Yeah.
you don't.
And
Like,
And
you
that's
see-
going to be the problem, I think, is even if they come with that great concept that this is how it started, I'm worried that the pacing of this show is going to be like, we're going to tell you how it started in 3 seasons.
Yeah, but I think I
Fuck
think like
you.
for example, like a good look would be kind of like at the strain. So it's
yeah,
like we
I
kind
was
of
about to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Phil.
No, you're good.
Like we kind of got like this whole.
Might want to check it
Phil.
I'm sorry.
We got this whole look of like what it is going on, you know, like what's going on outside of like New York. But it's like we didn't really get a look. We just got a look at it's like, oh, it's business as usual, blah 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 blah, whatever.
Yeah.
So. But you can do that. You can still pace it in the same way.
And it started really slow in the strain. Like the first strain, it was like, oh, people are dead on an airplane. That's it.
But that was okay because
Hey,
it's
there's
like,
bodies
they didn't
out.
know- they didn't
That's
know
it.
what was going on. But like
Yeah.
with I guess with The Walking Dead, like I was just saying to you guys like 2 seconds ago that whatever's going on in other parts of the world, those are like the fill in the gaps between the seasons of The Walking Dead, where it's like, let's look at the Smith family. How are they coping? They might be killing zombies left and right, but also they have a sustainable farm and solar energy to rely on.
And also
that
one
would be slow.
Yeah.
one thing they could do with the Fear of the Walking Dead is, let's say,
Werewolves.
at the end of that too. At the end of the season, like they could potentially just kill everyone off and start fresh with a brand new set of like
Yeah, that's.
stuff going on. Though.
I can't imagine that concept would last very long, though. I can't imagine a lot of.
Though
people
there
get
are
behind
shows that follow that where it's a new story every year, aka
Yeah,
American Horror Story.
And how is
Horror
that
Story.
going?
It's on
Pretty
its
well.
6th season.
It's going well.
But the viewership has declined
Because Lady
every
Gaga's on it
single
now.
season.
I don't know. It seems like they
Well,
keep
Marcos
swapping
keeps
there.
watching it.
Well, he likes it.
He watches
Like
everything.
the first
actually-
episode spikes, and then the viewership overall for American Horror Story has declined, though. Yeah. Because
Yeah, exactly.
I think this season might be the last season for American Horror
I
Story.
I believe you're
I don't
right.
know. I thought
Now,
that
Jessica
about the
Lange's
witches.
not part of it this season, right?
No, but Lady Gaga sure is. So that might either
That's a red flag for
make
me.
it. But here's the thing: you have a lot of people that are fans of Lady Gaga. So
Right,
that might
but
either
the-
make
Like
it go
Spencer,
through the
because he's
roof.
just nodding his head over here.
Oh
I
yeah.
do enjoy Lady Gaga.
But
She's
here,
my-
no,
she's
but
my
that's why
go-to
it's a red
karaoke
flag for
lady.
me. Is if they're bringing
Specifically
her
that
on
song.
to bring her fan base, that means
going
they
to Applebee's
really
with you
need the
anytime soon.
viewers.
Why? I can kill
And
that
so
shit,
if it's
Phil.
not, that'll be great for like 2 episodes.
Or they might be bringing her on because, well, she does have a very.
That's the other
strange-
possibility. And she could be
She
great.
calls her fans monsters.
Okay,
Like,
Full
all
circle.
her little monsters. So,
that's
I don't
adorable.
think...
I enjoyed that movie, Fred Savage.
It just, I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it fits
yeah.
with horror story. You think monsters, horror.
So,
Bring her
sure,
monsters to
Yeah.
watch American Horror Story.
it just
I don't
seems
know.
like a ratings grab. But again, I don't know. Maybe they cast her because she's fucking brilliant. You know, I mean, you never know.
Right.
No, you never know. You don't know.
Yeah,
I
we'll-
don't.
We'll go with the New York Lottery slogan there.
What's that?
You
I don't-
never
I-
know.
I don't
That's
know
it
what the
is.
New York
Honestly,
Lottery slogan is.
It's a trade,
I don't know.
honestly, it's a trademark.
Is
You
it?
never know. That's what it is. That's what their lottery
Wow, that's
slogan
just lazy.
is. It is.
Like, you might as well just
Buy our
be, fuck
shit.
it, take a chance.
You never
You know what I
know.
mean? Like,
Seriously, that is
That's-
what it is.
That should be what every
anyway.
every fucking gas station's food thing should
So,
say.
I don't know, is
You
there,
never
there's
know,
a
it could be
pacing
good.
problem. I understand with Fear the Walking
With
Dead.
Fear the Walking Dead, I believe
Turkey
so.
or pizza?
But
Okay.
if they're gonna get,
Marine
I don't know.
Drive.
I just wonder how long it's going to take to pick up the pace. And but is this whole Fear the Walking Dead just the story of how it started, or is it the first season is how it started, and then it's going to get
So
into
that's what I'm saying. That's
I'm-
the
the
new
meat
dynamic.
of the show?
I kind of figured it was going to be like a 28 days, 28 weeks, 28 months later.
Yeah.
By the way, I loved the ending of 28 Days Later, where you just see the commercial jetliner fly over, and it's just like, nah, the rest of the world's fine. Like, sorry, brother, guess you got stuck there. I don't know why, but I love that ending so much. Oh, if they do that in The Walking Dead, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
I know, but it'd be great. See a plane fly over Atlanta, like, nah, man, you quarantined you
I would like
there.
to- you know what I would like to know in The Walking Dead? Walking Dead takes place in the United States. correct?
Exactly.
Right.
That's
Okay.
foreign.
Is China just chilling over there going, ha ha?
Yeah.
Like, are there other countries?
Japan's
that are
like,
just
we the number
laughing?
one.
Yeah, like there's like, you know, like China's
Is
gonna be
this
like, see, I
contained
told you
by
it'd work
continents?
itself out.
What would really piss me off about this whole show is if
It was like St. Elsewhere.
what are you talking about?
It was just a dream. A
No, it happened.
No, no,
That's
not
how
a
they get
dream.
ripped
Oh,
off.
Rick
Next time.
streaming? Like,
Send me that
Not
shit.
not The Walking Dead, but Fear the Walking Dead. If this is a prequel to the show, if they physically go through the show and never
Just-
show you how it
just
physically
heard that.
started, what happened?
Sunk in.
Like, because I would like to know
Slow marinade.
in The Walking Dead,
How we're all infected?
yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
What sparked it?
What thing was spread into the atmosphere? And you probably won't know. You might know for the TV version, but you'll never know for the comic version.
And see, that can work though. Like, have you read The Road?
Yeah.
No, you never read The Road? You should absolutely read The Road. It's one of the best books written in the last decade.
Like, is it an actual book?
It
or is
was
a
made
comic
into a
book?
movie. No, it's an actual book.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna read
You're not gonna read it? You're really missing out. Has anybody else
There's a
read
movie.
that?
it. Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've listened to audiobooks of it. Yeah, I've listened to audiobooks. I don't fucking read. Fuck
Wasn't doing
reading.
one
You know, I'll take it.
Yeah.
That book works, and it's in a post-apocalyptic
Do you-
book.
do
They
you wanna
never
know
make
why?
Really?
no.
Did you hear that? Did
Do
you
you-
hear that? Did you hear
I'll
that?
give
No,
you
no.
credit.
Do you
There's
want to know
way too
why I
many
started
words
listening
to
to
fill.
audiobooks of it?
He would get to like
Because I heard it was closely, The Last of Us was closely based off of that book.
Absolutely, it was.
So there you go. That's why. I
But what
started
works in that premise doesn't
I
work in
hate
Walking
it.
Dead too is
That's okay.
they never
Really good.
explain in the book. It's like, hey, shit went wrong. There it is. And they never reference or make any explanation as to what went wrong. And that allows the reader to either conjure up something on their own, which usually, we were talking about this before, what you come up with in your head is going to be better than whatever they write on the page.
Yeah.
That's how most horror movie works.
Well, that's single-minded here. This
Go
is
ahead. No, yeah,
single-minded
go ahead.
opinion. That works great for a regular book.
Yes.
This is a TV show,
Yeah.
and this is a comic book.
Right. That's how horror movies
I'm
work,
going
though, a
to-
lot of times.
Yeah, I understand. So I'm just saying, in my single-minded opinion, I don't read books. I just don't. I don't enjoy reading. I enjoy reading
Okay.
comic books, but I don't enjoy reading novels
Sure.
and that kind of stuff. So that kind of stuff, yes, they can do that. They can't do this with this. This is a visual. This
They-
is
well,
this
no,
is
but they
something
can.
that people are going to want an explanation to. People that are reading the book, they're going to use more of their imagination as they're reading. You know, like do you give characters in comic books their own voices?
Yeah.
Okay. In a book, You don't know what they look like, so you're visualizing them. You're pretty much making a movie for yourself by reading.
Absolutely.
Here, we have already had everything installed for us. We are just following the story now.
True.
See, when I
But
read,
But they
I
get-
always
everyone
think
gets
it's
their own
Gilbert
voice.
Godfrey in my
Yeah.
head.
No.
That explains a lot. That explains why you don't read books with words in them, actually.
Now.
But no, I mean, but some books work in that obscurity. We were talking about, and I know you didn't like the book. I'm just bringing it up because you and I talked about it. Witches that came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obscurity is a main function of that book. There's a purpose that all that paint splatter and all that, so you can't see what's happening, and it's not explained to you.
Okay.
So that's actually what the primal fear of that book is: the unknown. That's the horror
Yes.
that book works off of. So it can work in comics. Obscurity absolutely can work in comics.
Not in this comic.
Not in that comic, though. Okay.
That's
You know what? I think-
I will push that next step, not just to one up you.
Yeah.
But I will push that next step, not in this comic.
Okay.
But,
I think that's as close as you and I are going to
Now-
get on this one.
We'll agree to disagree on that.
All right,
but
that's
what's
fair.
funny is to counteract, even though comic books are visual and books are not, you make it up in your mind.
That makes it visual.
People, that still makes it visual, because if you've ever noticed when a movie comes out and they're like, they cast so and so as this character, people in their mind who've read this book, let's take.
Lord of the Rings, Hobbit.
Or even The Road.
Actually, I was
I
going
would
to go
say-
with a show that you and Jen watch, which is Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Every character in that is that how you imagine them? Is it like, do you hear this guy?
I
this
never read the
person?
books.
All right, Jen.
Yes.
Everyone in that show, is it how you envision them in your mind when you were reading the book?
You could have done that with Hobbit.
Sure,
Shut
but
up.
I actually had Game of Thrones in mind, so
No,
That's
in
what I was gonna let.
no, but in all honesty, though, the way that George R. R. Martin works, he really doesn't get too much in depth with certain characters besides like certain features like hair color and stuff like
It's
okay.
because they're going to die.
Yeah, well, no, it's not just that. It's like he overly accentuates certain features of characters, so it's like that's probably not the best example.
okay.
I can give you better.
So
The
Okay.
old, the Gray novels,
Oh.
my God.
50
Shades
Shades
of
of Things
Grey.
You Want to Do to Lee.
Or how about The Road? Because there you
Yeah,
go.
don't
keep
tell
going
me that.
back to it.
But-
man.
It's a great book.
Anyways.
You should
Anyway,
read that
yeah,
fucking book.
Once again, I'll bring it back to
Yeah, if you haven't read
Val.
that.
She says the guy who played Christian
Audio.
Grey in 50 Shades of Grey fits
It's
perfectly.
so
The girl who plays the chick,
No, not so much.
not at all. She says there is not. Careful
But-
there with the mic, guys.
But
Yeah,
but
we're
again,
jerking
there you
off.
go.
yeah, that's.
I love how
but
Even though it
that's-
is not a visual novel, which is what comic books are, they're visual novels.
Yes.
There's still a visual created in a person's mind who's
Yes.
reading it.
Yes. I'm not disagreeing with you off of that aspect. I was just
Okay.
going with off of something that was created visually first.
Right.
That's
It's so
I don't know
realistic.
if I need to clarify more
Sorry.
on top
But you
of
go
the
back to
clarification.
what you're comfortable
But
Stick close to the
I'm
road.
being serious. Like
Right.
Walking
No.
Dead was drawn out first.
So
Drawn out
that's, so
and
that's how
story.
people formulated their opinions
Right,
first.
right off of that.
Was it drawn out first, or was it written
Well,
like
I'm just
Kirkman
talking about by.
and then drawn off of what he wrote? Hey, I'm
But,
just
but
asking.
still, they still created that's the script
That
or
media
whatever.
that medium first before
Yes.
anything else.
Yeah, that was not a novel before it came into a comic book.
Okay.
It came out as a whole, one comic book. The first time the masses picked up The Walking Dead, or the small masses, because nobody thought it was going to be in it.
Yeah, like what, 1,000 copies
Yeah.
the first one. Nice.
Anyway, the people that picked that up, that was their first introduction to Rick Grimes. It wasn't picking up a novel and going, and reading through and formulating their own visual of what Rick Grimes looks like.
Okay.
Am I?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I got you.
Once again, I didn't mean to.
No,
spark
actually,
that
Spencer.
longer discussion.
No.
No, it's good.
No, this actually works because I have the opposite of that.
Okay.
Where
Oh.
with no, and it's serious.
Just
When I went
sitting
to
here.
pick up like Adventure Time, the comic book, or like Bee and Puppy Cat, it worked better as like a film or this or that, just like in that media, as opposed to a comic book. Because for me, it's not the same thing, and I don't think that it's not a matter of not being able to separate the two. It's just that this is how it was before. It was portrayed in a certain way, and it can only be portrayed in a certain way, and you kind of like don't get that same inflection as you would with it being in its original source as it is with print. Now, obviously, what you're saying is that's kind of how this is art and words, formulating your own opinion. You already have your own.
What I'm trying to understand is why is it that you feel because it is a visual novel that you have to do a certain something? Like you're saying,
like I have to picture Rick Grimes as a one-handed man that points at with people with the stub.
It went more
times.
with the.
Awesome.
It went more with the. When we're talking about Fear the Walking Dead,
Yes.
finding out how it
Yes.
happened, that never happened in the comic.
That's
but
my
you're
point.
saying you're saying it is still something they need to show. Or?
If they're going to keep the show alive, they're going to have to bring in a big enough twist, because right now in the comics it is just zombies, and it's the same dredging, burn a place, go to a new one, burn a place, go to a new one.
I understand
it's
you.
the same. Am I?
I got that now.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay. 'Cause
Do you think that they have to do it in the comic book as well for it to continue?
No.
Okay.
Because they
you and I are
two
on the same.
separate mediums.
You and I are on
one
the same
is-
page.
One is TV, where they've already said they're never going to follow the books the same way. So they can actually, aliens came down, fucked a dog. That dog then pissed on a piece
Right.
of grass.
Damn.
A kid fell into that piece of grass, licked it. Kid became a zombie.
Damn.
2-to-1 odds. That's what happened.
Like they can do that in the show. They do it in the comic books. I bet you any money that comic book sale would just go
Yep.
plummet.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now,
I think
see,
if that was on a TV
that
show, that might
story
plummet
that
too.
may actually work.
No, visually, I think
Is that
that's
gonna be in the
easier to
Hitler book?
explain than it would be like in word
Like
form and just
Hitler's
like,
mom
Yeah.
pissed in his
panel.
mouth?
Is this
Yeah.
droopy
I get
dog
that.
that got fucked?
We'll talk later.
You need a theme song.
Oh no.
Hitler's mom
No.
pissing in his mouth?
Come
No,
Spencer, I
Rasputin
I agree with
and
you on
Hitler,
that.
You need a theme song. That's what we're doing.
Because I was thinking in the comic books too, I was also thinking, sometimes that not knowing, which can drive people insane, is actually what can keep a character. The Joker is a good example. I mean, you have references to who he is, but for the most part, it's vague, and that's what half of what makes him so interesting. You know what
Actually,
I
I
mean?
never think about his origin. I was always just wondering, like, what can he do now?
Right, I'm
Like,
just talking.
it's-
I'm talking in general. You know what I mean? Not knowing who he is. Like, if you were to suddenly find out all about his background, wouldn't it kind of soil it just a little bit?
Yes. That's what completely.
Yeah,
At
right.
the same time,
It's the mystery.
back to my original thing.
Yes.
Walking Dead.
Different book.
You can't.
Yeah.
You've gone 5 seasons. You're adding a 6th one that is a completely different show.
I agree on the
Same
TV show.
thing.
It has to be revealed.
It doesn't have to.
You
They
want
need to
you
give
want little
more.
you want little nuggets along the way.
We
Something
need to
that-
give more to keep the viewers watching.
More than just
Instead
walk,
of
burn.
who's gonna die this time,
Yeah.
instead of it turning into Game of Thrones,
Well, actually,
who's gonna die next?
with Game of Thrones, since we already know that everything is kind of like split from the book and the TV series, and we already know that the last book is going to be it, like totally, and they might be able to drag it out maybe 1, 2, 3 more seasons, or whatever. The one thing that's prevailing for, and I guess this is really great for both
Lip
TV viewers
dicks.
and people that are reading the books, who the fuck is Jon Snow? And that's it. I think that is like the one thing that is like really like holding people on, and I think that is a great like tactic. Now, as I said before on different podcasts, George R.R. Martin came out and said, he was like, maybe your fan theories are right, and it's like, if you're a fucking retard, you know, then obviously like you wouldn't know that Jon Snow is who he is.
He's from the future.
No.
He's an alien.
He's a
not an alien.
T-1000.
He's not a T-1000. He's from the future.
That twist would be amazing.
But that's something
Guys,
that's a great
turns out it
example
was
of
a
like keeping
Terminator
people like
movie.
hanging on as far as that goes. But
He started
but
the
that's
zombie
something
outbreak.
that's coming to an end. So it's okay to keep them hanging on this long.
Mystery song.
So,
All right, that went full circle.
but there was
Sorry
there was
about
there
No,
was
that was actually a productive conversation.
Was it though?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Every second of it.
Yeah, I feel closer to y'all.
Nice.
Not really you though.
No, well,
Feels
besides we're sitting next to one.
Did anybody say anything? Pizza.
No, nobody said anything.
Do we have anybody
Only one
watching?
viewer?
do you want me
I
to
said
watch?
pizza.
Does Do we still have one?
We still have one watcher.
I'm pretty sure
that
that's
has
you.
to
Hey,
be
yeah,
us.
is it, it's
No,
gotta be
it's
you.
not us
Are you
because it
sure?
doesn't reg. I'm in my.
Hey, wake up! You fell asleep.
I'm in my studio.
Oh, he's gone.
I'm not even in
I
my
can't believe
regular
that one
studio.
person has been furiously masturbating this whole time.
Marathon.
But yeah, if you're out there, do you have any questions, comments, concerns?
Can you click on the viewer to see who the viewer is?
No,
No, it doesn't work that way.
What if I did as an
Really?
independent viewer? Can I see who else is watching with me?
No, that's
Again,
actually
I'm
not
in
the
my
way it works.
studio. I'm not in.
You're not.
Really?
in
You
the
can't
studio.
go on and view and see who else is viewing?
Trying out
No.
a lot of different faces for the camera.
They
See
don't
if that
do
gets a
that.
response.
You don't do that,
See,
Phil.
look, Marco.
Well, let me give you an example here, okay?
Oh lord.
Please
Let's-
don't, Bill.
let's
Please
say-
don't.
Grammatically, is this a grammatical?
It's a
Let's
lesson?
say somebody's watching something very inappropriately on YouTube. I don't know
Like,
what that would
videos
be.
you watch?
I don't know what it would be. All right, let's say somebody's watching fucking a Britney Spears conference, because that's a fucking
Conference?
thing. I
Wait,
guess.
stop. What in your head? What is a Britney Spears conference?
A conference
Donald
about how
Trump.
Stop.
great
Hold on,
she
hold on.
is to society, of course.
I did it again.
Hit me one more time.
Hit me, baby. One more
Did-
All right.
is-
For example, there's some things online people don't want to let other people know they're watching.
You know
so
why,
I was
Phil?
just like, oh
Phil.
hey, we're all here. Who else is here with me?
Phil, do you know
Yo,
why?
are you a fan of this?
Because it's
No.
toxic.
Click.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because it's toxic.
I'm toxic.
I'm coming over to high five you for that.
I'm
because
gonna-
that was fantastic. Right over late.
I get kicked off the league circuit. Anyways, I think is this the end?
I don't know.
Is this the end?
How do you what, Marco?
Is this closing
Well,
time?
how do you know what
That's not
what
Britney
you're looking
Spears.
at when you're-
5 people like us and 2 people don't like us, probably because our horrible rhetoric.
Aw.
Probably because of
What
all
are
the
you
shitty
talking
grammar. coming
There's
from this
likes
guy.
and dislikes people do
likes
on the
and
pages
dislikes.
on your videos.
On this one right now?
Yeah.
Who disliked this? Who are you?
Probably someone who was just like, look at that.
Oh, I
fat
went
cow
on there.
over
I didn't
there.
like this stuff.
Actually, you know what
Hey,
it
that's
was?
no way to
I'd
talk
be
about
willing
me.
to bet
I
it
did.
was somebody who didn't like you.
Oh, I absolutely guarantee it was someone who didn't like me.
Wait,
Like a sea cow.
how do you even find it?
Go to YouTube.
Okay.
I give 0 fucks about that.
How do you know how many people are watching?
Stop leaning towards my boyfriend's penis, Spencer.
Okay, I'm on YouTube.
It's like it's got a
Then he's just like,
gravitational
I'm gonna
pull.
stop you.
Yeah. And then what?
Go to One Up Collectibles or search for One Up Collectibles.
Doesn't say anybody's watching.
You just lead it in with his
This
face.
is one person watching.
It still says one person is watching.
Which is weird because now Jenna's watching.
No, I'm not.
No,
because I
she's
don't- I'm
not. You have to
no.
click play for it to hit.
I don't
Like,
know.
go
I
ahead.
don't know.
Hit play. Just
And
do
it's
it.
Echo.
All right. Well,
Okay,
here.
so
Just
I'm at one of
Hold on.
collectibles.
here. Turn the sound down so it doesn't echo.
Would it be on channels?
Hold on. Hold on. All right. Now, how many does it say? Refresh the page.
Can
It's
I
gonna
do
start
that?
echoing. Yeah. Just refresh the page.
Well, he hasn't refreshed the entire time, so feasibly we could have had.
We
more.
could have like 35, 35 people. Yeah, you need to refresh the page, Lee. You're like, oh, there've been nobody watching for the last hour.
Watch myself. Watch myself.
What?
Okay, how do you
It's
even
not, this is what
We're
I
down
love.
to 0. We got no watchers now.
Zero
That's
people
just
watching,
bullshit.
only
How's
50
that
watching.
possible?
Oh, no, we're back to 1.
Wait.
Okay,
I'm gonna yell at Spencer. Hold on.
Guys, I have really let myself go. Holy shit.
Wow, did you ever? No, I
Yeah.
just fucking yeah.
Well,
See, this is what I love. This
Are
is
we-
like
are we-
Twitch. I'm watching people watch themselves. It's
wait.
awesome.
How did you get into it? Where is it?
Don't worry about it.
Thank you for listening to the Holy Heroes podcast.
I'm
As
sure.
we watch ourselves watch
We are
ourselves.
currently watching ourselves watch ourselves and trying to figure out how we can get more viewers.
Isn't it an endless loop though? Because we're watching ourselves watch
Where is
ourselves
it?
watch ourselves while we're watching ourselves.
As
As
I
I
grammatically
not-
ignore
Oh,
Phil.
is this it?
Watch
Yes.
myself.
I was Spencer. I
Oh,
was
it's
the guy
Saturday
that didn't
morning.
show up for a while.
Well, I'm
so
fucking
I'm
sitting
gonna go
here.
around the table and we're gonna end this, so I
Oh,
can go
that's
home and go to
super
bed.
Me too, because I have work tomorrow. This
I'm
is
done.
Jennifer gleefully signing off.
I was Phil.
I'm still Eric.
I'm Marco.
Oh, and I am Lee.
Fucking professional.
He was here the
And
entire time.
like I said
Play
last
us out,
time,
Johnny.
drop mic, exit right. Cigarette for the love of
Oh,
God.
great. Now I can't use that again.
Yes, you can. Use it every time. I don't care.
I use that. Didn't I the one time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Use it every
They'll
time.
just have like 14 podcasts titled the same thing.
Drop mic, exit right.
That was
Really?
expertly played because I got most of that on that plate.
You look like a baller right now. Or just like a really disappointed person thing after like they're 12 years.
Just
No,
a
that's
very
usually
disappointed person.
What?
Oh,
It's fine, man. Scan my bottle. You scan my bottle, you dirty man.
Oh, scanner. Did you finally still go on?
Smoke a cigarette, take a piss. Really need
Lee, you're absolutely right. I guarantee you that was someone who didn't like me.
I doubt it.
I know, I guarantee it. I'm somewhat of a pro at making people not like me.
I had instant.
I don't want to brag.
I had instant regret when I let the F word out of my mouth. I don't care about any